What is up, everybody? Happy Monday. I always got to think about it, I don't know why, but I always got to just remember, what day is it today? It is Monday. It was a long day. All right, you guys. Sorry, I had to fix my monitor. Welcome to another episode of the Black Line Brief. I'm your host, Matthew McKim. And man, I got a jam-packed show for you guys today. We're definitely going to be covering my opinion, my perspective as to the first day of the preliminary hearing. And I would love to answer questions too. If anyone has any questions regarding like what is the purpose of a preliminary hearing, how is it different from the previous hearings that have already happened and taken place, and what's the difference between the trial? I'll just start by explaining on my own, and then if you guys have questions along the way, please feel free to get them in. One last thing real quick. Audio, video, good. Thank you, guys. As you guys come in, please do me a favor and hit the like and the subscribe. It's the best way to help support the channel, and I appreciate it every time you do. All right, so a preliminary hearing is to show that it's to prove to the judge, right, that the prosecution has sufficient evidence to proceed to the trial. All right, so the majority of what we see over this next week, it's going to be the prosecution laying out what evidence they have, and then their, justification of what they've concluded from that evidence, right? I think the big points for me in today, so first of all, it's like 7-something hours with lots of breaks, a lot of procedural moments. We're going to look at Andrew Kolvet and Blake Neff. We're going to look at Jack Posobiec. We're going to look at Erica Kirk entering the courtroom and Charlie's parents entering the courtroom and we're going to look at a lot of things, but the procedural moments that happened today in the court were, and I guess I could also cover this when Andrew Kolvet is going to try to give his 2 cents on it, but it's total BS. Look, the preliminary hearing, they're not actually like showing like actual evidence. Okay. They're citing evidence. They're citing the evidence that they have, that they say they have, and then they attach their conclusions from that evidence. One of the things that happened in opening was the prosecution just admitted, and Andrew and Blake, and Andrea Burkhart, and all of these TPUSA shills, spiked the football and did a touchdown dance and was like, see, the prosecution gave them everything. The defense has everything. They don't, okay? The prosecution just handed over a good majority of what evidence remained in the days leading up to today, okay? Like literally, they held a good majority of the evidence until right before the preliminary hearing. They want to attack the defense as doing these grandstanding, stalling tactics. Oh, they object on every little thing. Look, what happened, and they won, right? That one prosecutor was held in contempt for saying too much to the media. Tyler Robinson's presumption of innocence has been completely eroded over the last 9 to 10 months, greatly due to TPUSA and their shills, okay? Whether that be like Graham Allen, Andrew Kolvet, Blake Neff, Jack Posobiec, Paramount Not So Tactical, Andrea Burkhart, even Erica Kirk, right? When she gets up there at the memorial and forgives him, okay? And then all of the media has also, not all, but a good majority of the media has also eroded his presumption of innocence along the way. All right. And what evidence has been released through court documents really is, in my opinion, it's not like real evidence, because we don't see chain of custody. We don't know, like, they reference other things that aren't actual concrete pieces of evidence to substantiate other pieces of evidence, right? Like, they're going to reference that video of Eagle Boy jumping off the roof and say that is Tyler Robinson. that is on September 10th at 12:23 p.m. He jumps off the roof right there, and then he runs over there, and he puts the gun in the bushes. We don't see the gun. We can't even tell that that's Tyler Robinson. We don't see the metadata from that video, and there's so many questions. And so when the defense objects to pieces of evidence, yes, there's procedural aspects to it, but it's also because largely all the prosecution has done at this point is hand over the pieces of evidence that we already know exist, which aren't real, like actual pieces of evidence, and their conclusions, their conclusory statements of that evidence, the conclusions that they've drawn from whatever analysis they've done on the DNA, the rifle, you know, the freaking screwdriver, the videos, the text messages, the Discord chat. And so when the defense objects every single time, also it's because it is a preliminary hearing, and this is like a gray area, because in the state of Utah, and I think that's also probably why, and I don't know if it's every other state or a good majority of the states, but at least in the state of Utah, for the preliminary hearing, you're allowed to enter in evidence and hearsay to an extent. Uh-oh. I just saw my screen flicker. Can you guys hear me? What's going on? What the heck? Hold on. Can you guys give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me? Okay, we're back. It looks like we're back. What is going on? Let me hit refresh on my monitor. Okay, everything looks good on your end. All right, there we go. Now my monitor looks good. Yeah, it's live. All right, cool. Did you guys see it skip though? I saw it skip. That's weird. My internet's good. We don't have inclement weather out here. It's a beautiful day in North Idaho. So not sure what that's about. Let me make sure. Yes, we can hear you. We're all good. Okay. All right, let's continue. No glitch on your end, just on mine. Maybe it's a StreamYard issue. I mean, YouTube has been having technical issues all day. I like logged into my YouTube creator studio at one point, and it showed like 2,000 less subscribers than what I have. And I was like, what the heck? And I was freaking out. And then everyone was like my wife and Mystic were like, no, it still looks good on like, you know, your guys' end when you look at the channels page. And I was like, okay. But they've been having issues all day. I tried to create a ticket, a work order ticket with them, and it didn't even go through because, I don't know, maybe too many people are on YouTube today, which makes sense, right? But all right, back to what I'm saying with the evidence. Nothing. So today, the prosecution is going to lay out their Fed slop narrative. They're gonna present their police. The two guys that we've gotten through today. One was the cop that was on top of the Hall of Flags. Here, I'll just show you his image real quick. All right, it's in the Charles McClintock Wilson. Oh, I probably shouldn't have shared that so soon when it shared. So it's this guy. Okay. Oh, you guys can't see it. Okay, cool. Good. Because I shared the home screen to Charles McClintock Wilson, and on the home screen, it's got the one photo of Charlie being carried to the car with blood on his arm. So I'm glad that didn't share, actually. That's actually good. So this is the prosecution's first witness that they call. He is the one UVU police officer that was placed on top of the Hall of Flags, which is the only roof that Dan Flood requested to be sectioned off and to have a security team member from their team, Integrity Security Solutions, and a police officer placed up on top of there, which the UVU police granted. They designated it a temporary no trespass criminal no trespass zone. They put caution tape up, and no one was allowed to walk on the part of, the Hall of Flags catwalk on top. anywhere near, over top of where Charlie's tent was. And then they had, the police officer and the security guard up there. So he's their first witness that they call. We'll get to his name when we get to it. I don't know his name off the top of my head. And then it's not Chuck Grassley. Never mind. That's already in my head for some other reason. I don't know why. But then they have, then they call this like British guy, and we've seen him in previous hearings. He's one of the like lead detectives that investigated all of this. And that's all they got through today, right? The parts that I thought were really, really good is when Catherine Nestor cross-examines both witnesses and points out really interesting things. And so that's what we're really going to look at. Let me go straight here. We're going to look at it from Megan Kelly's YouTube channel. She streamed it live today. And then we'll look at, Blake, Neff, Andrew Kolvet, and Graham Allen. And then we'll look at Jack Posobiec. But let's start with Erica Kirk entering the court, and then Charlie Kirk's parents entering the court, where Stacey Sheridan tries to like usher in Charlie's dad, and he kind of like moves his shoulder, and then she just ends up walking behind him. Remember, Andrew Kolvet and Blake Neff leading up to today, including with this post that they posted on X that I reposted. I don't know if you guys seen it. If not, I can pull that up as well. They wanted immediately in the week leading up to today, with the very first time we hear, actually it was 2 weeks ago, Erica was on sorry, if I look up, it's because I'm thinking, and I know a lot of people were mad at me or have given me constructive criticism or feedback to look into the camera. I don't know if any of you guys have filmed live shows before, but looking directly into a lens, I lose it. I lose my train of thought. I lose what I'm trying to say. So I can like look at myself on the monitor, which helps, or I look up in a way and it helps. That's where I'm at in my craft right now. Okay. I'm not looking at anybody. There's nothing here. There's a big light right there. That's it. But Andrew Kolvet, first. So in the weeks leading up, she's on the Bible in 365 with James Cadiz a couple weeks ago when we watched that, and she goes, I'm going to go see Charlie's parents with the kids. That's the first time we ever heard her mention that she's in real like communication with Charlie's parents. Then she does that academic TPUSA Education Academy the next day with that Hoots or whatever his name is. And she's like, yeah, me and the kids, we were at Charlie's parents' house last night playing baseball in the yard. That's plug number 2. And then all last week, Andrew and Blake are plugging that, Erica and Charlie's parents are going to be there together. Like they're a united front. He even words it like, Erica's family, and then references the parents as if Charlie's parents are her family. And in a way they are. Obviously they're the grandparents of the children of Charlie and Erica. But Andrew does these things on purpose to try to convolute and to try to get us to connect Erica with Charlie's parents. And he's doing it strategically. And then what's today, Monday? This morning, he opens up at a Fox News. We're going to look at that and some the opening statements in the Real America's Voice this morning, that they're there together. Well, they don't enter together. Okay. They enter completely separately. And what a vote of, or what a show of confidence, not a vote of confidence, but like it would have done. Think about this. If Charlie Kirk's parents, I know they're private people and they don't want to be drawn into this, but if they really, really, really loved Erica Kirk and they really, really, really are in support of her and her running TPUSA and everything, why wouldn't they have decided, like, let's walk in together? Like, we don't have to make a statement. We don't have to, do any kind of press release or anything. Let's walk in together. Let's hold hands and let's walk in united. Ever since September 10th, we have never seen them embrace one another. I've never seen Erica hugging Charlie's parents or vice versa, or Charlie's sister at all. Okay. Not at the tarmac, not at backstage at the memorial, not at the, when Charlie is being awarded the, Presidential Medal of Freedom and Erica receives it. There's always this space in between them. She's always with Stacey Sheridan. Erica's always with Stacey Sheridan. And once again today, and never are they together. Okay. And one of the things that they're going to try to point to today and say, like, see, all these haters online saying that Charlie's parents and Erica aren't together are just liars. They show one clip of Charlie's parents leaving, and then Erica follows, right? Think about this, okay? There is limited seating. Only 14 seats for the public were issued out. 14. You have all the press. There's press standing area, but then you have the family of Tyler Robinson's family, and then you have Charlie Kirk's parents and sister, and then Erica's family and whatever support, like Jack Posobiec was there, Graham Allen was there, Stacey Sheridan was there. There's no extra seating. The front couple rows are going to go to the family members. Tyler's side, it's going to be Tyler's family. Charlie's side, on the side of the prosecution, on the state of the, Utah side, is going to be Charlie's family. The very front is going to be those closest to Charlie. Okay. It's going to be his wife and his parents. Okay. The fact that they're sitting next to each other does not prove that they're together in this. Not in my opinion. In my opinion, it doesn't. All it does is prove, like, that's where they were put to sit. They're not going to sit in the second row or the back. Front row goes to the family. Yep, she's the widow. Yep, those are the parents. They're going to get the front row. They're sitting next to each other. That's all that video shows. It doesn't show that they're a united front. They don't enter together. They don't leave together. We don't see them holding hands. We don't see them hugging. Nothing. We have to take Andrew Kolvet's word and Jack Posobiec's word and Graham Allen's word that, when they were taking breaks and recess, they were all together in this room. And, Erica was talking with the parents and they're just so perfect, like chummy and good, and everything's great. I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. Why wouldn't Charlie's parents even have some sort of spokesperson release any kind of public statement on behalf of Erica Kirk, in support of Erica Kirk? They could do little things to show that they're united with her, and they didn't, and they haven't. And I think that's pretty telling. Okay. All right. Let's see. We're going to start with, wait, which one do I have up? Yeah, I changed my mind. We're going to start with, where is it? We're going to go here. Here. Oh, let me go to the previous. Let me pause it. Hold on. All right. Now, I know it's not showing yet. I have to pull it up first, okay? All right, so this is the video of Charlie's parents, okay? Right here. Charlie's dad, Charlie's mom. I don't know who is this getting a photo op, or if this is some sort of, well, she's in a pantsuit. I don't know who she is. I'm pretty sure. Well, this is for sure Stacey Sheridan. Obviously, this is Charlie's mom and dad. Well, here, I'll just play it and you can watch. She goes to touch him. He doesn't acknowledge her at all. And I'm pretty sure this looks like Marina Minez. I'm pretty sure that's Marina Minez, that lady. All right. Okay. Haircuts don't lie. All right. This lady, not a good lady. Stacey Sheridan. Okay. Not a good lady. I don't know who this lady is. They let her in awful close. Just look at Stacey. She looks like an ice queen, just cold, very not motherly, not compassionate. And where is any of Erica's family? Why is this lady always there? And I'm pretty sure this is one of the prosecution attorneys. All right, so there's that video. This is another angle of it, or is this just a still? That's just a still. All right, hold Hold on. Now let me pull up when Erica comes in. All right. So I'm still sharing. All right, let me back up. So Erica came in first and then Charlie's parents, and they came in separately. I mean, so think about it. If they're in communication with one another, they could have easily coordinated arrival at the same time. They could have, met somewhere else first and then drove together and walked in together. They didn't. Erica shows up first with Stacy Sheridan and Marina and her whole crew, walks in by herself and her security guards, which I don't see Dan Flood, which is interesting. And then later, Charlie's parents arrive and Stacy tries to pretend like they're there together. And he kind of pulls his shoulder away a little bit. So I found that interesting. Here's Erica. That's not Dan Flood. That's not Dan Flood. That's not Dan Flood. So I don't know who these guys are, which is interesting. Obviously, they're her security. But I don't recognize them at all from the previous security team that was there for Charlie. So, yeah. All right. Now, I had to pull that off the screen. How do I exit? There it is. Every photo is a little different. What's this one? Charlie Kirk's parents walking in. It's a different video. This is a much clearer video of it, and it starts sooner. Let's watch this one. Stacy Sheridan's out there waiting. This is a good one. This is a different angle. It's a clear video.
Folks, I need you not to encroach on my location here, please.
Very, very interesting. In my opinion, not really together. She waited. He's old school, right? His dad, Charlie Kirk's dad, is old school. He, acknowledged her presence and greeted her verbally and gave her eye contact, but there was no other indication that they're together. Sorry, super thirsty. It was a hot day today out here. All right. Now, let's continue. Let's go here. This is a clip of Andrew Kolvet he gave to Fox News this morning. Okay.
Erica Kirk being in the courtroom and Charlie's parents being in the courtroom, really robust presence. It goes a long way. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, they're unified and they're grieving in their presence in that courtroom. I can't imagine, Trace, what it would be like to be there. I'm very, very grateful that I'm not in there. I don't know how I would react.
So notice that he's going to continually try to say they're family, they're unified, they're together. But all the video and everything that we've seen, I don't get that impression. And I'm not reading into this. That's literally my honest reading of this. I don't see that they're united together.
I know even just from afar, and I'm just speaking as one of Charlie's friends, that it's difficult to just even see what's being talked about thus far. And I've talked to some of our team around here at the office today. It feels almost like we have to relive that terrible day and that terrible moment. So my prayers are with Erica and Rob and Catherine, and my gratitude to the friends that are standing in solidarity with Erica, like Don Jr. and others. So because it's just got to be excruciating in there, and I can't help but think of her right now and just how terrible that's got to be, and of course for Rob and Catherine as well.
Erica Kirk being.
And notice, yeah, so Don Jr. showed up. I feel like that's another just performance piece. We know in what Candace said about Don Jr. Did I say Rob? I meant Don Jr. What she feels his lack of being Charlie's friend after the assassination, what he hasn't said, what he hasn't done, that she was really let down by Don Jr. because Charlie and him were really close, and so him showing up, is just one more PR thing that Andrew Kolvet, I think, and him got together and did. But just imagine that also made it to where the seating inside the courtroom is going to be even more constrained. We have, a sitting president's son, probably Secret Service is there as well. I saw someone say Mossad and IDF. Yeah, probably. Maybe that's some of the new faces around Erica Kirk. But I found that to also be just another performance piece. All right, let's see. What do I have next? All right, that's all of the videos on X, so I can take that tab off so it doesn't mess with the stream. And I can pull this over. All right, now we're going to go to one of the opening remarks from the prosecution for Megyn Kelly's live stream of this morning. All right.
My report at the last hearing is the latest report. As of June 18th, we had provided approximately 100% of the material in our possession.
100% of the material in their possession. Key. All right. As of June 18th. So, in their possession at that time that they provided.
Over the last week, we have received additional materials from SBI due to preparation for
State Bureau of Investigation for Utah. They received more evidence over the last week, and now that's in their possession, and they have not turned that over yet.
For this hearing, those materials have not yet been provided, but they will be as soon as this hearing is complete.
Thank you.
It won't be provided today, but as soon as this hearing is complete, it will be provided.
Defense require the benefit of the record.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right, now let's go to, so this guy right here is this guy right here. All right. It's the same guy. Let's see. We could even probably get his name for the record when they introduce him as he comes out. Let's see. State your name for the record. Let's see.
Okay. Will you briefly describe?
Oh, that's a little bit further back. Hold on.
Yes, Your Honor. My report at the last hearing is the latest report. As of June 18th, we had provided.
Officer Bagley, if you'd like to come forward. Looks like he's being.
All right. Officer Bagley. That's who that is. All right. And during this whole time, they're going to just talk about, oh, actually, no, because you know what? When Catherine Nestor cross-examines, she covers it all. So let's go to when she comes up. Let me scoot forward. Also, by the way, you guys, just so you guys know this, okay, if you don't know this, when something is being streamed live and it's not yet ended and it's not complete, the timestamps aren't going to be accurate. So if I'm watching this and I'm trying to write down timestamps throughout the day, the timestamps aren't going to be accurate because then there's still more of the live video that hadn't occurred yet. And so it's going to change the timestamps by the time the video's ended and then now in its complete version. And it's a 7-something hour video. So bear with me that the timestamps, I know where I want to get to, but that's why the timestamps aren't there. Okay. Let me read this one. Jessica, good to see you. Just Jessica, high five. Poor Charlie's mom. She looks unrecognizable. Yeah, I would say that this whole thing probably aged them both significantly and has added a tremendous amount of pain, heartache, stress, anxiety, a lot of things that just wear on you. I agree. All right, let's get to when Catherine Nestor comes up. Right here. She's awesome, by the way, Catherine. Right here.
Ms. Nestor, before you begin, what time would you like to break for lunch? I don't want to interrupt a line of questioning, and so I just want to make sure that we're just taking a look at the clock and when you feel is a good time to break, roughly in that 12:10 range.
I will aim for that, Your Honor. That shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, thank you. You may proceed.
May it please the court.
Yes.
Good afternoon, or morning still. Officer Bagley, my name is Kathy Nestor. I'm one of the attorneys representing Mr. Robinson today, and I do have some questions for you.
Okay.
So you mentioned that you checked in around 11 a.m. on the day of the shooting. Is that right?
Yes.
Did you know in advance there was going to be this event on campus?
I did. I signed up for an overtime shift. So yes. For
You
the special
signed-
event, I signed up for the overtime shift.
Got it. And so did you attend any type of debrief or briefing or meeting to prepare for the security of this event?
I did not, because that morning when I got there, we had individuals on top of the Hall of Flags. So when I walked in, I just checked on, was going to get my uniform on. The chief Long got a text or an email or phone call stating that there's people on top of the Hall of Flags throwing stuff down to the tent. Therefore, he sent the two officers that were on duty down to secure the area. I got dressed and then came back on, and then went to the Hall of Flags to secure that area.
So that's a new piece of information. I don't think we ever knew, at least I don't remember, when Brian Harple introduced that text on the Sean Ryan show as his own, and then he corrected the record on the Paramount Not So Tactical show, and then finally admitted that was Dan Flood's text. I don't know if I was under the impression or they made it out to be that it was the day before. Now I think I remember it was, well, it's hard for me to remember exactly if they made it seem like it was a before text or if it was the morning of. But right there, you have it straight from what was his name again? Brassley or something like that, officer. That people were already on top of the Hall of Flags that morning, and they were throwing rocks down that morning on the 10th. And that's when, so now I'm piecing back things that, like Brian Harple said, they did a walkthrough of UVU that morning, that day. Okay. And so this wasn't part of their pre-security plan. Not even putting someone on top of the Hall of Flags was part of the security plan in advance. They weren't even going to have anyone up there in advance. It was when they got there and people were up there, meaning like students and, spectators were up there throwing rocks down, that Chief Long was called over. That's probably Chief Long went over there probably when Dan Flood texted him that morning and was like, people are up on top of the Hall of Flags throwing rocks down. We need you to section off that area, designated a temporary, well, he doesn't ask for that, but he's like, can you cover it? Or can you allow one of our guys to cover it? And Chief Long goes, I got you covered. And that's when he uses the yellow caution tape. He blocks it off on both ends, deems it a temporary criminal no trespass zone, puts one cop, the cop that's on the stand, and then one security team member up there. So all of that happened the morning of the event. So Charlie's security team, Brian Harple and Dan Flood, weren't concerned about any roof at all in advance. Brian Harple would have you believe that text went out as part of their preparatory work, that, and he sold it on the Sean Ryan show. Like, yeah, we asked for the roofs to get covered. No, just the stupid Hall of Flags. And it was the morning of, and it was after people were already up there throwing rocks down. So it was a reactionary thing. It was not in preparation of Charlie being there. They probably wouldn't have had anyone up there and had it blocked off at all. If no one had been up there throwing rocks down, it probably never would have been blocked off. So they didn't care about any of the roofs. All right. I thought that was important to point out.
So You never attended any kind of, I'll just use the word debrief or meeting to talk about what the officers on scene were going to do that day to keep everybody safe?
No, not that morning.
Do you know if there was such a meeting?
I don't know, because when I got there, it was starting to, people were throwing stuff down on the tent.
And do you know how many UVU officers you guys employ normally?
Employee, there was 15
And do you know how many were assigned to cover that event that day?
that were assigned to cover it. There was 6 of us that were, there was patrol 1 and then 5 others that were there with the chief.
Did you all have an idea there were going to be thousands and thousands of people there? Or was that a surprise to you?
Had an idea.
And you only had 5 officers?
6, yes.
6, I'm sorry, and counting you, I was
Yes.
thinking. And of those 6 officers, are you all armed? Do you carry weapons?
All right, so she gets to that, but let me point out that they knew that there was going to be around 3,000 at least people there. Okay. They didn't have, so in that regard, I mean, so, you know, Frank Turek and Brian Harple constantly want to throw the UVU police under the bus for not providing adequate security for the event. You know, and in the past, I had at least defended them when it came to like the roofs and stuff like that, because in my personal opinion, that had a lot to do with the security team either just taking care of it themselves or insisting that the UVU police did it. And if the UVU police said no, they weren't going to do that, then just put someone at the access points to the roofs. They could have easily have done that and hired more people to ensure Charlie Kirk's safety. But I do think that they are negligent, in my opinion, in this regard, that 3,000 people were going to be there that they at least knew of and had some sort of, you know, understanding that that many people would be there. And they had 6 police total. I mean, uniformed police. There is a lot of plainclothes officers and agents of some way, shape, or form there that day. One of which this officer is going to say he didn't even know who he was. This guy flashes a badge and he just was like, okay, I guess you're a good cop and you're going to help secure the crime scene. He didn't even know the guy's name and what department he was from or what agency he was from. But 6 officers in total with that many people, I thought was pretty negligent. And they didn't do any kind of brief. A debrief would be after the event, right? A brief happens before an event or before a mission, right? You do the briefing, and then afterwards you do a debriefing. They did not do a briefing at all leading up to this event. Another big, short-sighted. It was short-sighted on their behalf. And, if I were, Brian Harple and Dan Flood, I mean, why couldn't they have gone enough in advance, like on the ground? Like Sean Ryan pointed out, they started August 25th with the paperwork, right? That's what Brian Harple said. Oh, no. We started, at first he was like, we were there like a couple days before. And Sean's like, wait, what? And then he's like, oh, no. We started weeks in advance with the paperwork and the documentation. And like, we have a decentralized command structure. Like we don't have like this top-down leadership. Anyone can make a command decision on the team. And we're sharing documents with one another. We're like, oh, it's just like open source kind of thing. But they weren't like there on the grounds doing walkthroughs, meeting with Chief Long ahead of time and briefing the security team, briefing the police and vice versa, coordinating like some sort of, coordinated plan together on how they're going to handle 3,000 people at an outdoor event like this with literally dozens of roofs that all could be potential shooter positions. And you cannot say that a police officer and Brian Harple and Dan Flood and the security team isn't aware of that. Sorry. Like even if Butler didn't happen, we have JFK. All right. So like the official stupid narrative is that Lee Harvey Oswald was inside of a building, so like buildings from a distance, you know what I mean? Like we know that that's a potential danger shooter's position, but then you have Butler. So then there's really no excuse. And even Charlie said himself. So that he voiced those concerns to Brian Harpole, to Dan Flood, about him questioning the Secret Service and their lack of covering any of the roofs or blocking them off at Butler. And so there's really no excuse for any of them, whether that be the UVU police or the security team, for not having someone on the roof, or just saying, we're going to put someone at the access point of the roof, right? Like the stairs, or like a fire escape ladder, any back ways to get onto a roof. They could have done that. They didn't do any of that. They didn't brief or anything like that.
Yes.
What type of weapons do you carry?
Glock pistols.
Okay. And was there any use on campus of, I think they're called magnetometers, but the machines you walk through at TSA and the airport where it checks to see if you're carrying anything metal, what we all had to go through to get in the courtroom. Were there any machines like that set up or being used on campus that day?
No.
And as far as you know, were there any drones that were flying above campus that day?
Not that I know of.
And did anyone ever talk to you about covering anything near or on top of or in the Low C building? Were you ever assigned that area before the shooting?
No.
Do you know who was?
Nobody.
I don't.
Nobody.
And when you got up to the roof that afternoon, was anybody around that was law enforcement?
No.
Nobody on the roof?
No.
Nobody on the stairway?
No.
So now what roof they're talking about? They're talking about the Losi Center roof. What's also really interesting is that, so in earlier court documents, so this is and I don't have it pulled up right now because it's also a very long document and I don't have it off the top of my memory where it is in the document, but I have it. I know what it says. So this is the cop so here, let me go here too. So this is another photo from before the event. All right. From on top of the Hall of Flags. All right. This isn't that cop. This is another cop that was up there. They were up there, blocking it off. Right. Here's Chief Long right here. I don't know who's this. I don't know who that is. But another UVU police officer. They're blocking it off. There's Chief Long. This is on top of the Hall of Flags, which is above Charlie. And then there's that one officer. All right. But dang it, what was I going to say? Okay, yeah, in the earlier court documents, after the shot rang out or the big bang rang out, right? This guy that's on the stand right now being cross-examined by Catherine Nestor, he supposedly immediately registered it as a higher caliber rifle shot. And he's like, yes, and I knew exactly where it came from. I could hear it. And he says he orients himself and he notices the Losi Center corner roof and says, oh, perfect sniper position. And he goes, that's where I need to go. And then he runs over there. It takes him like 20 something minutes or 30 minutes to get from the Hall of Flags to the Losi Center roof. And it's not hard to get up there. Tyler Robin, Eagle Boy walked up there with a freaking Mauser in his pants. There's a staircase. It just goes right up. And then you hop over this railing. But he supposedly oriented himself immediately to the Losi Center roof, gets up there. No one else is up there. He just answered that, right? No one else was up there. No one was down at the in the stairwell leading up to the Losi Center. And so he's up there by himself. So we have to take his word for it. That he walks over, he's like, oh, this is the perfect line of sight. And then he goes over to the corner where the Eagle Boy, right, was in the prone position. And he then notices impressions in the gravel, that indicates someone was in the prone shooting position, someone not super heavy, but Tyler Robinson's weight. And then he even will go on to say that, oh, and there was shoe impressions, and you could clearly see that they were Converse, right? But the photos they end up showing, you're like, yeah, you can't really tell. what that is. And he's like, yeah, but you could tell in person. In person, you could tell. The photo doesn't do it justice. No one else was up there. He's also by himself when he notices the screwdriver. By the way, let me pull this up real quick. Do you guys know what tools you need to assemble and disassemble a 1940 era Mauser? Basic assembly and disassembly tools are typically a set of hollow ground gunsmith screwdrivers to avoid damaging the action screws, a non-marring brass or nylon punch set, a small nylon or brass gunsmith hammer, a bench block helps support parts when driving pins. And then it talks about like cleaning rods and utility brushes. That's if you're after disassemble, you're going to clean it and stuff like that. And then for disassembly, a Mauser bolt disassembly tool is helpful, but not strictly required. Many Mauser bolts can be safely disassembled with the rifle's built-in takedown feature buttstock, or by carefully compressing the firing pin spring manually, depending on the stock configuration. But to reassemble it, you're going to need all those other tools that I just mentioned. And supposedly it was not assembled in his pants. And then he gets up there and he assembles it, supposedly without zeroing it. So it's not zeroed. And then he assembles it. It's, taken apart. Then he assembles it, doesn't zero it in, which is something you do once you put everything together, because even just like the smallest difference in how it's assembled and how tight or loose the different components are greatly changes the trajectory of a bullet when it's traveling fast and far distances, right? So he doesn't zero it in. Oh, but he gets the shot the first time. And then we're supposed to believe he then disassembles it before he jumps off the roof and then reassembles it in the woods. And there was never even enough time to do that either. He's like in a dead sprint right after the big bang rang out. But the screwdriver that they find is just an average run-of-the-mill screwdriver. Okay. Let me go back here.
Nobody on the walkway?
Nope.
Okay. And in the state of Utah, is a campus a gun-free zone? Are students allowed to have guns on campus?
It's an open carry state, so yes.
And did you see anybody that was armed that day other than law enforcement?
I did not see.
Were you aware of whether Mr. Kirk had his own security team present there with him?
Yes.
Did you communicate with any of those people?
I saw one individual that was on top of the hall of flags right next to me. Yes.
Okay. And that was before.
He saw. He did not communicate. Notice the question, right? Just like earlier when she was like, did you guys do a briefing? And he was like, we were over there on the hall of flags and talking and stuff. No, that's not a briefing. Did you coordinate and communicate with anyone on the security team? There was a guy over there on the roof and I saw him. Okay.
The shooting.
Yes. And then I saw several down in the crowds and down by him. Yes.
I saw no coordination and communication.
And were you aware of whether that person was armed either?
I was aware he was armed.
Okay. Was there any other law enforcement agency besides Mr. Kirk's private security team and your 6 officers, including you, that were covering that event that day? In other words, did you have any Provo police or Orem police or anyone that you knew of, or federal agencies?
I don't know.
That's crazy that he doesn't know that even after the fact, because like if you were to go watch like and I have it pulled up and we can look at it in a little bit, like the Adam Bartholomew video, the Cubs video. So the Life is Driving video from Adam Bartholomew, which is like after the fact, and the Cub Keller video. You see a lot of plainclothes officers immediately unholster their sidearm after the big bang rang out and people are screaming and running around. You see officers starting to assist in getting people out, but then also I don't know, removing evidence, destroying evidence, tampering with the crime scene, doing a lot of weird things. Yes, the security team started doing that too. They're like walking around in the grass, like kicking the grass, picking things up from the grass. But then there's also other plainclothes agents or officers, maybe they're federal agents or officers, you know, and they didn't know. So like how many plainclothes officers and agents were there that day? How would the acting, you know, police department for UVU not know that? Like there's no coordination at all. I just find all of this to be super weird. Thank you so much, Sony, for the gifted Blackline Brief membership. I really appreciate it.
You never saw any that day.
No, not until the response came in.
And you did mention, I think I heard you just a few minutes ago testify, you turned over the scene on the roof to a woman who was a deputy sheriff, right?
Yes.
And that you turned over the scene where the individual dropped off to, I believe you said, was it Orem Police? Payson Police, thank you. Those people weren't there till after the shooting, right? They were part of just a response of everybody in the area.
Correct.
Okay. Did you receive any type of briefing materials, written materials prior to the event that talked about who would be covering what or anything like that?
No, not that morning. Like I said, it started getting hectic. So we were trying to get down there, secure the area and push people away from the top of the tent.
Now,
Not that morning, not in the lead up, not at all.
when this event was over, you prepared a report, is that right?
I did.
And in the report, it covers a lot of what you testified to with Mr. Grunander, doesn't it?
Yes.
And I think you said you attended, what, 600 hours of post-training?
It's around 600 hours. Yes.
And I'm sure somewhere in that training, you were taught the importance of your police report
Yes.
and how it will be relied on years later to recreate events like it's being done right now. And so you know it's really important to be as accurate as possible in your report.
Yep.
Can we put up...
All right, so we're going to keep listening to Catherine Nestor, and trust me, everything that she does in her cross-examination is gold. We're not going to be listening to anything the prosecution does. They're just spitting out the FedSlop narrative. That's it, and it's stupid. But hey, Pop, good to see you, man. Miss you, love you, Dad. Hi, son. You're doing a solid job searching for truth. Love you. And be sure to thank your audience for giving their time to engage with your content. Love, Pop. Thank you guys so much for engaging with my content and for being here and supporting me and this channel and this community. Thank you, Dad. You're the best. Love you. Let's continue. Oh, Dad, if you're watching, someone sent, I don't know if it was a chat, a super chat, or a comment. Someone was like, when we get the store up and running, someone was like, they want to have it's like We Love Pops shirt or sweater, or like We're with Pops or We Love Pops or something like that. Something about you. People are wanting merch with Pops in it. He would love that. He'd love that. All right, let's continue.
Bagley 1.
Bagley or Badley.
Can we switch it over to the defense table, please? Thank you.
So it's also interesting. I thought they weren't supposed to get Tyler Robinson on the video at all. They're also not supposed to be showing. There's this like screen over here that we can't see. That's like off screen, a projector. And like throughout the day, they just keep doing. And then like it just gets, it kind of gets let go. It's kind of funny. They started out like following the rules, and then the rules kind of just slowly disappear a little bit.
So much. And show it only to the witness. This is it's his police report. It's mine.
So they're pulling up his police report.
All right.
That he wrote.
Do you see that report in front of you?
I do.
And is that the report that you prepared, or did you prepare this report?
I didn't. I did a supplement on it, but I didn't prepare the report. So like, because the incident was a big agency assist, so Obviously, it says it has all the responding officers to that effect.
Oh, we need to go to the page. Thank you for pointing that out. Can we please move to page 3 or 5 maybe?
Come on. My purple finger thing at the bottom is too big. If I skip, it's gonna, like, you see that? Like, I can't get it to right where it needs to be. Like, she's already.
All right, now let me ask the question again. Sorry, you just had the cover sheet up. Is that your report?
Yes, this is.
All right, and did you prepare that?
I did.
When did you prepare this report?
It looks like it was done the next day, either that day or the next day, because I wanted to make sure that I had it done where everything was fresh on my mind.
And do you have a copy of it in front of you?
I do, as a matter of fact.
May I just step in and just make sure that it's the same one? May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
He really wanted to make sure it was done, like, fresh in his mind.
Okay, good.
Right. So, like, wouldn't your recollection of that day of events be freshest and clearest that day, the next day? And so the earlier court documents where he says in the document that he heard the shot, then he looks over to the Losi Center and goes, oh my gosh, it's a direct line of sight. And that's where he heard the sound coming from. And so he ran over there, right? And gets up there and he sees everything, the impressions in the gravel, the shoe print, the screwdriver by himself. That's not in this report, by the way. Not in this report.
We got to ask this now. Did you use AI to help you prepare your report?
I did not.
Okay, good. When you prepared your report, you referenced when you first heard the shot, don't you?
Yes.
And what is the time that you say that you heard the shot?
12:23.
Right. And when you wrote that report, you did not state in your report the direction you heard that shot come from, did you?
No, apparently not.
And take your time and look at the whole report and see if there's anywhere in there where you ever mentioned that it came from the east or to your right.
Okay, because in the part of the testimony this morning when the prosecution was questioning him and they're opening with him, that's what he says, right? So the prosecution walks him through, his recollection of that days of events, but it's always going to be tilted for the process. They're all on the same side, right? The state of Utah, UVU police, prosecution, SBI, the Utah County Attorney's Office, they're all working together on this. And so the lead prosecutor is like it's not considered like legally leading the witness, but clearly got him to, on his own, say things today that weren't in the report, right? So he's like, oh, I heard the shot and I knew it came from the east. And so she knew that was BS. And Catherine's like, let's go to your report. You know how important it is to be honest in your report, right? You would say that writing it the day of and the day after, your memory would be the crispest, right? Right. Okay. So why does it contradict your testimony that you just gave this morning?
I don't see his direction.
Okay. And you
No
also,
doubt.
I believe, in your report, you also don't state whether or not, you don't mention anything about thinking it came from the Losi building or anything like that, right?
Later on, when I recognized when I saw the empty holsters, I think I actually said that in there, where I see the empty holster, that I realized the line of sight.
Okay. So let's talk about that holster for a minute.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So
in his testimony this morning with the lead prosecutor, he's saying that, like, so he hears the shot, he looks down, sees what's going on, the commotion. He wants to go down there to help out the people, get out of the way and to help the other cops that are down there. And then they see this empty holster because initially, he's saying like, oh, we thought it came close because they said that they had the shooter in custody, George Zinn. So then he initially was like, oh, it was a handgun because it's close range. And then he sees the holster and he's like, oh, that must be that's from the shooter. But then you'll hear what he says next. So I mean, it's just so ridiculous.
You heard the shot, and you only heard one shot, correct?
Yes.
And then you came down from the walkway above the
Hall of Flags.
tent, right?
Yes.
And you came down to really the grassy area that we've all been looking at, the courtyard.
Yes.
And there was kind of chaos, people running around.
Yep.
Yes. And while you were down there, you saw what you said was an empty holster.
Yeah, as I was clearing people out and making sure that the evidence was preserved, about towards the top, after a little bit, I saw an empty holster sitting there.
Notice that trying to make sure the evidence was preserved. What evidence? The SD card, the chair that Charlie was sitting on, the grass, anything that potential suspects that was in the crowd left behind. Maybe any pieces of the road mic that exploded and the shrapnel that flew into the grass. Nope, none of that. Nope. What about the mic that Chief Long picked up and tapped and then sat back down? Nope. Did anyone secure the crime scene? No, not for a long time.
When you say towards the top, can you be specific and tell us where you were?
So on the south side in the courtyard, there's some tiers of seating where the grass is different levels, and was towards the top, maybe just right before the cement is where everybody's standing. So there's different levels. It's towards the top on the grass.
And when you saw the holster, can you describe to me what it looked like?
An empty concealed holster
For what type of
for a
weapon?
pistol.
Okay. And did it have any markings on it?
I didn't even know, not that I noticed.
And what happened to that holster?
I have no idea.
Did you ever take custody of it?
Nope.
Did you ever tell anyone else to take custody of it?
Nope.
You just left it on the grass?
I did.
Was it ever fingerprinted to your knowledge?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea.
At some point, there were drones in the air. Is that right? Did you become aware of that?
Yes, I was made aware of that.
Right. Do you know who put the drones in the air?
Sergeant Cam Nelson with the Provo Police Department.
Right.
So they put drones in the air after the fact. After the fact. I pulled up the campus real quick just to show you guys. This is the Hall of Flags catwalk where this officer, one security guard were standing. Obviously, Charlie was like right here. Okay. When he's saying like east, here is the corner supposedly where the shooter, your Eagle Boy, was. And the holster that he found is like on the like second or sorry, this would be 1, 2, like the third or fourth step up of the amphitheater. So like you can see, like it would have been like right there. And then, right, so he would have been over here. He comes down these stairs, walking down here, finds supposedly a holster, and then he looks up and he's like, oh, direct line of sight. And it took him like 20 minutes to run from here to go up the stairs that are over here. It's pretty ridiculous because if I go like this, the staircase that comes up, well, where is the staircase? This is a weird angle as it comes around. The staircase is right in here. Wait, is it? No, the staircase is right here. And he comes up here and then runs over there. All right, let me go back to the video. Oh, no. Man, I knew it. I knew it. Hold on. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Don't go. All right, I'm here. Sorry, guys. That's what happens sometimes when I do a Google search and I use Google Maps. It messes with the stream, but it's okay. I got the video pulled up. We'll go right to it. Hopefully now it's all refreshed, so it's not going to.
Capability, did you have a
Can you guys hear Catherine?
drone on campus that you used?
No.
All right. So someone would have had to bring one after the shooting onto campus because you wouldn't have had one there.
True.
It's here.
Right.
Okay, cool.
You mentioned that as you were coming down into the grassy area from the top above the tent, you come down the Hall of Flags, you come into the grassy area. You mentioned that you heard, I guess on your radio, that they had a suspect in custody.
Yes.
Right. And so how long do you think between the shot being fired did you hear that?
I was in, like I said, trying to get down the stairs, jumping over people, trying not to step on people as people were fighting up. Within 30 seconds, maybe.
Right. So they pretty much instantly had someone in custody.
Yes. And that's why I was quite surprised.
Were you aware of where the person was taken into custody?
Right down by where Charlie Kirk was sitting by his tent, somewhere down there.
So in the courtyard area, the person would have been in the courtyard area at the time of the shooting.
Yes.
Was that person in or near or around the holster in any way?
No.
You don't know?
No, he wasn't. Where the holster was up on the top level up there, and it was where when the incident happened, when Charlie got shot. Within seconds, the other officer that was down by him said that he was in custody with a prisoner of the shooter. So they had been within right there.
You didn't, at that time, it was your understanding the person they took into custody was close by Mr. Kirk. Is that right?
Yep.
But it didn't occur to you that, well, that's not where I heard the shot come from. They must have the wrong person. I should talk to somebody.
During the chaos moment, no. That they said they had a person in custody. I figured those guys saw something I didn't see. They took the person in custody, and I thought that was him.
And that's so he gives conflicting testimony. What she's pointing out here is that in the testimony that he gave this morning, and maybe in some of his reports, he says that when he heard the shot, in his words, the shot, in our words, the big bang, he immediately registered it as coming from the east, which from the Hall of Flags would have been the Losi Center roof. He immediately registered it as a high-powered, rifle, right? A loud crack as opposed to like a short bang, distinct from a handgun, different millimeter, and different power. And then now he's saying that, he goes down and they're like, we have someone in custody that they got him right away from inside the courtyard. She's like, why didn't you tell anyone? Like, no, there's no way that could be the shooter. I heard the shot. I'm a trained police officer. I know what I heard. I heard a rifle come from over by the Losi Center. And that's what she's pointing out is this contradiction in his different testimonies. I got to say it. Bought and paid by Israel Nation. Who is the prosecution and the cop and UVU? Yeah. Yep. Ding, ding, ding. 200 points. All right. What movie is that from, guys? 200 points. All right. Okay. Just notice the judge. Yeah. The judge too. All of it? Yeah, all of it. Yeah. Probably the majority of any movie references I do are going to be Christmas movies because we love Christmas in our family. Let's see if someone gets it.
Okay. This would be a good stopping place because I'm about to start another section.
Okay.
So maybe we could go
All
from.
right, they break, and we're going to skip the big break. We're going to come right back to when she comes back. Bam.
Are you aware if there were any other guns confiscated on the scene that day?
I'm not.
You don't know one way or the other?
I don't know.
All right, now I want to go through with you your timeline. You mentioned that you started at the Hall of Flags, right? And then you came down. It took you a minute to kind of navigate the stairs with the crowd and the chaos and everything. And then you were in the grassy area of the courtyard for a bit. Is that right?
So about 30 seconds to get down the stairs, and then I went right down to where the tent was.
And that's where you found the holster.
No, the holster was up higher. So I went down by the tent, so it's lower level.
All right. So everyone cross your fingers that this doesn't do it this time again. It shouldn't do it this time. All right. Because it's already connected. But all right. So, right. Here's the Hall of Flags. Here's the staircase. He said he comes down. Here's where Charlie's tent was. And he's saying, no, it's further up. The holster is somewhere up in this area. Because then he says he picks it up. He looks up and he goes, no, that can't be right. And then he looks and he goes, direct line of sight. Ha, jeepers, I must go and I'll run there. 20 something minutes later, he runs over here, comes up here, and he goes, aha, crikey, I found it. Knee impressions, foot impressions, elbow impressions, a sniper. Oh my goodness, a conver footprint impression. What do you know? And then he walks over and he goes, oh, a screwdriver. We've cracked the case. Literally, that's how I imagine it.
So as I came down towards where Charlie Kirk was shot, I went down towards the tent to assess to see what was going on down there because I didn't know exactly what. I heard the gunshot, didn't know exactly what was going on.
I thought you
I'm
knew.
sorry, I missed that you went down to the tent. So let me ask you about that. So what did you do when you got down to the tent?
Yeah.
When I got down to the tent, Charlie was gone. They put him in an SUV and left.
Notice that when she asks questions, this guy doesn't know how to answer. She didn't ask where Charlie was. Was he there? What they were doing with Charlie? She said, what did you do when you got down to the tent? Well, I mean, Charlie wasn't there. They were taking him to the car. And thank you, Erica, for not answering the question.
At that moment, there were still some people running around. So
What'd you do?
I decided to preserve the scene as much as I could with trying to escort people out. And that's why I went back in and started pushing people off the grass area to conserve any ammunition or any.
Let's see. Let's see if I can get to, he comes down here. All right. So this is like right after. Let's go here. Let me make sure that there's no volume because I don't want it to mess with anything. This is the Adam Bartholomew Life is Driving video. This is right after the fact, right? I don't see the police officer down. It's going to be jumbly. Nope, there's still a lot of people. And this is long after the shot. So, because I don't want to play the shot. The shot happens here at 1849. And we're already at 22:26 right here. Everyone's still down here. Here's a cop right here. I don't see Mr. Police Officer running down the stairs down here, getting people off the grass yet. No. He's preserving the crime scene, though. Totally preserving the crime scene. Yes. Let's see. Let's go here. Let's see. There's another plainclothes officer with this red hat. This is a security guard here. This doesn't look like that cop. Maybe it is. I don't think it is. Let's see. Chief Long with his high and tight haircut. Fatty McFatty belly in the blue shirt with the black hat. And he's holding his sidearm up here like this because he's super cool. It's what they do when they're really cool. They hold it like really up high and they walk around like this. Like, we're super cool. We're super cool. We got this. That's what Fatty McFatty's doing. And yeah, they're totally, this guy's sitting down over here. Yeah, they're preserving the crime scene, ladies and gentlemen. They're getting everyone off the grass. We're already now at 23 minutes. And the shot rang out at 1849 is when the big spike in the audio is on this video. Let's see. And yeah, Chief Long plays plainclothes, a federal agent, security team member, that security team member. And then, that's a cop in the blue shirt. And then obviously this is Adam Bartholomew's on the grass with a video camera. No one's telling him to go anywhere. Let's see. Oh, look at Chief Long. I'm going to touch this piece of evidence. I'm going to grab the mic and touch it. And then I'm going to tap it to make sure it's working. Tap, 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 tap. I'm going to turn it off now. I'm going to turn it off. Set it up. Tap, tap, tap. I'm going to set it back down. This is the kind of training they go through. Oh, Terrell Farnsworth with this plainclothes officer is like, how do I steal the SD card? How do I? And he's already looking. He's like, how do I steal it? Hey, you're a federal agent. Can I just? Oh, look at Butch Hibbs. Butch Hibbs is like the freaking Sasquatch. We got a Sasquatch sighting of Butch Hibbs. Look at him. Oh my gosh, look at. Oh, what is he doing? Oh, how do I get up there? How do I get that SD card down? Dang it. Oh, Philip Goldsberry, get over here. Can we just grab Charlie's chair, the chair that Charlie was just assassinated on? Can we just grab it and stand on it? Yeah. Of course you can. Yeah, let's do it. Don't worry though. People, look around. Don't look obvious. Look conspicuous. People are filming you. What do we do? All right, just let's talk. Oh, that's fair. I got to get the camera. Yeah, we got to point to the camera. I got to get that SD card. There goes Chief Long, not securing the crime scene. Butch Hibbs over there, acting super inconspicuous. Yeah, a whole lot of nothing. But they secured the crime scene. This is one of the police officers or federal agents that this cop has no clue who he is. We'll come back to this.
Casings or anything to that effect that would be around. I wanted to make sure people were off and there was as much evidence preserved as possible.
So just to be clear, by the time you got to the tent, Mr. Kirk had already been removed and taken from the scene. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes, and I wanted to preserve as much evidence as possible. Did you see any preservation of evidence going on in that video we were just looking at? Nope. There's a dude sitting on one of the freaking steps in the courtyard. People walking all over. Adam Bartholomew's filming and walking around.
Okay. So in your professional opinion, what was the perimeter of the crime scene?
The parameter?
What do you mean by the parameter? So
Perimeter. The perimeter. How far did the crime scene extend?
Perimeter, like how far did this crime scene stretch? Like where did you want people to move off of?
Oh, well, first I wanted them all off the grass.
You did?
Because, like I said, I thought we had a suspect in custody.
You did.
So to me, it would be a close encounter. So I was trying to push everybody off the grass in case there were shell casings or to that effect that got on the grass.
Really? Did you guys see that? Did you guys see him pushing people off the grass? I mean, I sure didn't. No, everyone's on the grass. Look at big belly. Look at how I hold my gun. We're really cool. I got it. I got this. Look at Terrell's like such a conundrum. What do I do? How do we get it? Look at them walking literally where Charlie. Oh, let's just take the chair that Charlie was just murdered on. Yeah. Let me get up here. Let me get this SD card down. Yes. Oh, look at just people walking around. Some dude just picking up stuff. Yeah, people. Oh, yeah, they secured the grass. Yeah, I got the SD card. We're good now. Let's go.
So after I pushed him off to that part and getting up to the top where I saw that empty holster, when I saw that empty holster is when things started slowing down for me a little bit. All the chaos and stuff that's when I realized that it was a rifle shot, not a handgun shot.
Okay. And that's when you saw the Low C building and it occurred to you should go check it out.
Yes, it was right in my line of sight.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the whole time that this is going on, you had an active body camera on your collar. Is that right?
I was right here on my
Your
chest. Yes.
Okay. And it was on.
Yes.
Until it died. Until the battery died or until he turned it off. We'll never know.
And it appears to me from reviewing your body.
Just Jessica. Yes. Home Alone. That was from Home Alone. 200 points. All right. Good job.
Camera that there was another individual who was with you that went to the Low C building who was in civilian clothing but appeared to have a gun. Who was that?
I don't know who he was exactly. He had a badge on, and I had somebody with me to back me up as I ran up the stairs to make sure I had somebody with me.
So you don't know what agency he's from or where he's from?
No.
And it looked like he had a pistol.
Yes.
Is that right?
A handgun, yes.
A handgun.
Yeah.
And so the two of you go to the Low C building.
Yes.
When you reviewed the videotape at the police department later, did you check to see if anyone had been on the Low-C building after the shooting, after this individual had jumped off that you've already talked about? Was there anybody else on the roof? Did you check and see in that gap of time?
In that gap of time, no. So once I put up the barrier, I only walked up to about that point. Then I went down and reviewed the video from that moment on.
So were you able to see, are you able to say for one way or the other, if anyone else had been on that roof in between when the person jumped off the building and when you came on the roof? Are you able to say one way or the other?
There was people up there looking for an individual that ran that way, because when I first got told the individual ran heading north, that we didn't know where the shooter was. So we started climbing up and looking, clearing the building. And it wasn't until I went to the PD and actually saw him jump off the building that I knew he was off the building.
You saw him jump off the building? No, you didn't see him jump off the building. Her question, once again, that he doesn't answer is, when you reviewed the video, right, the one that's on the building behind the Low-C Center, which is capturing Tyler Eagle Boy, not Tyler Robinson, did anyone go on top of the Low-C Center after Eagle Boy jumped off before you got on there? Because that would mean there was enough time for someone else to get up there and lay down and like rub their knees and elbows into the gravel. And oh my gosh, I got Chuck Taylor's on. Stomp, stomp, stomp. I got this screwdriver. Throw it on the roof. There's at least potential for that to happen. Did you go back and review the video to see if anyone came up there before you got up there after Eagle Boy jumped off? No, I didn't. Well, that's smart. Sonia Grasky. Did I say that right? Sonia Grasky? Matt, Barron, Owens, Costello, Allie, Charlie's Angels for Justice. Thank you. That means a lot to be in the group. That's awesome. And thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you for your support.
Let me rephrase that, because I think I either asked it badly or you misunderstood me. So let me go back again. So from the time that the individual that you spotted on the video jumped off the roof, right? The individual that you thought was in the prone position.
Okay.
Between that and when you got on the roof, did you ever check to see if anybody else had been on the roof in that period of time?
Yeah, and I didn't see anybody.
So you
I
did
didn't
watch?
notice anybody. Yeah.
You didn't, did you look on the video to see that entire, okay, that's what I'm asking. So you did not.
Isn't that crazy? He didn't. And what's also interesting, I'm surprised the judge, maybe he does it and I just didn't play it yet. You can't give nonverbal answers, okay? Because it's being recorded by the court reporter. You can't like shake your head. You can't, You can't do that. You have to say yes or no. But so he goes, I didn't see anyone. But she keeps refining the question for an idiot to understand. And he keeps getting it wrong. And then she finally like makes it very, very clear. Like you didn't check the video to see if anyone went on the roof after Eagle Boy jumped before you got up there. And he goes, no, I didn't check. Oh, I thought you didn't see anyone. Well, I didn't see anyone, but I also, that's what happens when you don't check. You don't see anything. You don't check. These guys are stupid. This is who's protecting and serving us. Not all cops are bad. These guys are definitely bad.
View the video to see if there was someone between you, that individual jumping off and you coming on, if anybody had been on or disturbed that scene in any way. Okay.
He didn't check.
But once you put the tape up, then we're confident from that point on the scene was preserved, right? But
what kind of investigation is done when there is clearly a period of time in between the video of Eagle Boy jumping off from the time that the police officer gets up there, and when they review the video, they'll actually see both, right? That when it's the same video, it's from the same building, it's looking at the same roof, the Low-C Center roof. They're going to have the exact time when Eagle Boy jumps off the roof, and then there's going to be a big space, and then this guy, when he reviews the video, is going to see himself climbing up the stairs, going on to the Low-C Center roof. And all he would have had to do is rewind it to the point where the dude jumped off the roof and look at it, the in-between time, and go, did anyone else get on the roof before I came after Eagle Boy jumped? Did you check? I didn't check. Okay. No curiosity. Just like Erica, I'm not curious at all as to how Charlie was killed.
By the way, where did you get that tape?
Officers responded on the scene that he was down on the bottom and threw it up to me. So
Okay. So you didn't have it on you?
no,
And you didn't leave the scene to go get it?
no,
Someone threw it up?
yes.
Great.
Because here's the other thing, you guys. Chain of custody. Okay. Preserving the crime scene. Okay. Destroying the crime scene, literally covering up the crime scene. We have no real guarantee as to the chain of custody for all these different pieces of evidence that they have. And that's what she's questioning when she's asking, like, okay, well, did you have the tape on you? No, I didn't have it. Well, did you go down and get it? No, I didn't. Someone threw it up to you. Oh, yes. So you didn't leave again. And we have to take the same guy's word that said he didn't go back and look at the video to see if anyone else came on the roof. We have to take the same guy's word that in one court document says he heard it come from the east. He looked over, saw the Losi Center, and was like, aha, sniper position, and ran over there. And now today he's like, well, no, they said he had someone in custody. So I walked down to the grass. I'm down at the 10. I'm preserving the crime scene. Is he actually preserving the crime scene? No, we just looked at the video. No one's preserving the crime scene. Then he sees this empty holster and he goes, aha, handgun. And then he goes, wait, no, it can't be. And then he looks up at the Losi Center and goes, aha, that's where it happened. And he runs over there. That's the guy. That's the guy. We have to take his word that he didn't come down from the Losi Center to get the tape. Some other guy just threw him the tape up to block it off. Sweet. Not a big vote of confidence on this dude. Always be true. Okay. One thing is driving me nuts. Was the cause of death determined? We know it wasn't a 30-06 caliber to the neck. Can they stop dancing around? Start the investigation from the start. We're going to get to that. I mean, do you guys want the spoiler? Do you guys want me to tell you what they say? So the medical examiner doesn't come on, right? All they're going to do is ask this later detective, who's not the medical examiner, this British guy. Nothing wrong with the Brits, but I mean, anyway, they ask him to tell the court what the autopsy said the manner of cause of death and manner of death was. And we'll get to it. We'll get there. Don't be surprised.
All right. While you were on the roof, did you encounter any spent casings?
There's only a couple more minutes of her, and then we're going to skip to the next dude.
As a matter of fact, no, that's why when I saw the prone position where the person would be laying down as a sniper, being around guns and snipers all the time, I was looking for a spent shell casing. I couldn't see one. I was looking over the edge, looking all over the place, making sure the gravel wasn't disturbed, and I couldn't find a shell casing at that moment.
And that would be, the reason you would be looking for that was because some types of guns, when they shoot, eject a casing automatically, right?
Correct.
Some do.
Correct.
Some don't.
Yes.
Correct.
All right. And
this was a bolt action, so it doesn't eject it if he didn't unload it on the roof, right? Well, one shot, one kill. They're saying it was still in the chamber. The empty shell casing was still in the Mauser, and that's why it wouldn't be on the roof.
you also didn't find any unshot bullets.
No.
Okay.
No, because the Mauser has like a clip of 4 or 5 inside of like the buttstock, in forward part of the buttstock, where the other rounds were that have the etchings on them were inside the rifle.
Are you aware of there being a bullet found on another roof?
I'm not aware.
Vicinity? Were you aware of another bullet being found on the scene, not on the roof of the Losi building?
No.
Huh. I love Catherine Esther when she enters these things in by asking questions. Did you guys know that another bullet was found? Another round was found somewhere else on the scene? I didn't know that. I just found that out today. He didn't know that either. Cool. Awesome. Great.
All right, your body cam footage that I reviewed appears to end while you're still on the roof.
That's weird.
Do you know why that is?
I think the battery went dead. It was just right at that moment.
So he says, I think the battery went dead. How do you not know? Like if it stops and then you're like, oh, it stopped, I got to turn it back on because it has a little light on it. You know when it's recording. If you guys have ever seen like other police body cam footage when they walk up to the scene, like other cops will be like nonverbal cues. They'll be like, they're telling them to turn it off. Okay. Because when it's filming, there's a light and you can tell that it's filming. So he would know if it's dead. There'd be no light on. Okay. So it just stopped. He didn't go like to check it and like turn it back on and go like, no, it is dead. He goes, I think it just died. The battery must have just died. Okay. Yeah. Plausible deniability. You didn't turn it off. I'm sure. No FBI agent came up there and was like, hey, turn off your body cam. They do that all the time. You guys know that they did that in the Vegas shooting, right? They were telling people to turn their body cams off all the time.
Okay. And do you know, did you ever turn it back on that day or go get
No,
it?
there is an autopsy, guys. It's not right here. There is an autopsy. But let me get to it. It's not right here.
I don't know. What do you have to do? Charge it or stick a new battery in it? I don't even know.
Usually dock it, but no, I didn't go back. It was too chaotic running around.
So that 27-minute and 35-second body cam that starts when you're at the Hall of Flags and ends while you're still on the roof, but haven't put the crime tape up yet. That's the only body cam you have that day?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so here's the other thing. I guess we could look up, or one of you guys could look up. So body cams aren't on all the time. They're just dormant. Okay, they're dormant until they get activated when a cop is on a call, right? Or when a cop is interacting with someone in official police business, right? Like after an incident or during an incident, right? So when it's not turned on, as long as it was fully charged that morning, which they're on a docking station, they're charged, okay? And they hold charges for pretty much the whole shift, or else they're really pointless, okay? I don't know what an actual average cop shift is, 10 hours, 12. I don't know. Are they 10 on, 10 off, 8 on, 8 off? I don't know. Maybe it's 12 hours. I don't know. Maybe one of you guys know. But he only has 27 minutes of recorded footage. He was there that morning, takes the body cam off the docking station, puts it on, doesn't activate it until the beginning of the incident. And then 27 minutes later, it supposedly died. No, the police body cam footage, body cams don't die 27 minutes after they were turned on. They just don't. 14 to 16 hours per charge. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Tell me about it. 27 minutes later, it freaking died. What a freaking moron, dude. Yeah. And Catherine Nesser's like, that's not suspicious at all. Yeah. Yeah. We just trust these people. I got to tell you, I know Erica's not curious because she's already made up her mind. She forgave Tyler. He did it, blah, 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 blah. I believe that the parents have reserved the right to make a decision yet. And they're probably in there going like, we're going to find out a lot more being here in person. And when they start hearing these things, these contradictions, these weird, I don't know, occurrences that shouldn't happen if the police are telling the truth, they're going to go like, huh, that's weird. I wonder why that is. I just have a feeling they're going to come out of here less convinced of who did it.
You mentioned when you went to the police department, you watched the video where you saw an individual up on the roof,
Yes.
right? And that individual was in the vicinity where you saw the disturbance in the gravel.
Yes.
And when you looked at that video, were you able to identify the individual's face?
I know.
Were you able to identify any markings on their clothing?
I know.
Were you able to identify their height?
No.
When we looked at the picture of the, I think you called it the sniper perch, so I'm going to use your words. It looked like there was a measuring tape laid out next to it. Were you present when they measured like The distance, like how tall that person would have been?
I was not.
So you don't know what that is?
I don't.
No. Inconvenient.
Were you able to tell the person's weight from the video that you saw?
I can tell he wasn't heavy set. So
Okay.
I'm more of a skinnier person.
Oh, you mean like Tyler Robinson? You mean like that guy sitting right over there? Ah, okay.
Could you identify what shoes they were wearing?
I could not.
Could you identify anything about a hat or what was on their head?
At the moment, no, I couldn't.
No.
Okay.
So what she's pointing out here is that the imprints in the gravel aren't really evidence of anything at all. We don't know that those imprints aren't from something else, aren't from someone else, some, maintenance worker that was up there doing work one day and then he like laid down and then he was like eating and just looking up at the stars or a beautiful day on a break. And then he goes to get up and he gets up on his knees and then he stands up. You can't tell any real, information, intelligence from impressions in the gravel. Did anyone go up there before the event and see that those impressions weren't already there? No. So why are they concluding that those impressions are from Eagle Boy? Well, they have the video. The video they have shows that this guy was up there. Okay. Well, do we know when that video was taken? No, we don't. Do we know who that video is of? I do. It's not Tyler Robinson. It doesn't look anything like him. Well, the guy walking up the staircase, and they're trying to tell us that the staircase guy with the eagle on his shirt is the same guy in that blurry video in the distance where you can't tell if it's a dude, a girl, an adult, a teenager. You can't tell anything. You just see it's another Sasquatch video of a guy just running in like he's almost like from Nintendo, the way he's running. It's like, and then he like jumps off. We have no clue who that is. And they're like, no, that's Tyler. Yeah, that's for sure Tyler, because we have he walks under the tunnel and then he walks up the stairs. And we're like, well, that photo's not Tyler Robinson. Why are you saying that guy's Tyler Robinson? Well, because it is. That's just our story. We're sticking to it.
And did you see a gun in the video?
I saw a long black object in the left hand.
Oh, really? Really? Let's take a look there, mister. Let's take a look. Let's see what you think you see. Where'd it be? Where's the roof? The roofs. Oh my gosh. YouTube, don't be stupid. Not everything is from today. Okay. Nope. None of those are that. I don't want a short video with like people's writing in it. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that into the mic. All right. Well, this might be the best thing we have. No, that's not the best we have. Oh my goodness. Let me go back. Let's see. Tyler Robinson, Low C Center, roof video. If one of you guys have a good, here we go. All right. Wait, no, I want it to start when he's actually further away. There we go. There we go. All right, let me stop. Stop. Share. Boom. All right. So this guy, dude, you can't make this up. Like you just can't make this up. Okay. She's like, so in that video that we've all seen probably 1,000 times, you saw a rifle? Because she's referencing his report. You saw a rifle? And he goes, well, yeah, I mean, you see like a long, skinny, pointy thing that is like for sure got to be a rifle under that towel or blanket that I don't know if it's a towel or blanket, but I do know what's under the towel or blanket. It's a rifle. Let's look at the video and then let's hear what this idiot says. Okay. Okay. This is as good as the video gets, by the way. So at 12:23, and where did it start? Where did it start? It starts at 12:23 and 35 seconds. The shot rang out at 12:23 and 29 seconds. He's right there. Okay. The corner of the roof is way back there. So this dude is Usain Bolt with jeans, Converse, a backpack, and a towel and a rifle in his hand. And he's already like freaking 15 to 20 feet, maybe 30 feet away from the sniper perch. Look at him go. Look at him go. This is a big building. Bro just made it like a 40-yard dash in like no time. Do you guys see the rifle? Do you guys see the rifle? I don't see a rifle. Do you guys see a rifle? Nope. I see a towel or a blanket or a jacket. Yeah, look how grainy this is. You see the rifle, guys? Do you see it yet? Nope. Look at that. That was some sort of like Spider-Man stuff. He didn't even fall. His butt barely hit the ground. He dropped his glasses or his hat and he picked it up. Do you see a rifle? Nope. Do you see a rifle? Nope. See a blanket, a towel, a jacket. How come this person walking doesn't say anything? This person walking doesn't say anything. How come the person in the car, this car, they're probably there to pick him up. None of these cars driving by are like, bro's got a rifle in a jacket. What is going on? He's wearing all black. Why don't we call the cops? This guy is like right there. There's another person. What is? Nope. Not worried. All right. Let's hear what he says.
As he was running over across the roof.
Oh, you do?
And in fact, did you describe that in your report as a bag?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know why.
All right. Let's pull that report back up, please.
You're not going to review your report before you go on the stand? That's not that smart.
Oh, never mind. I don't think you mentioned what you saw. So in your report, let's pull that back up, please. Page 5 on the Bagley one. So looking at the second page, you're actually going to have to go to page 6, I think.
He does, I know. Oh, wow. The man
You
is
talk about what
complete
you saw in the
goober.
video where they jumped off the roof. And again, I'm going to remind you of our conversation we had before about you understand how important these reports are.
Yep.
And do you mention anywhere in this report that you saw a gun?
I did not. I just had an object.
Did you mention that you saw that object? Is that on here?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, so you left that out. Now, have you looked at that over and over again?
The video? No,
Yeah.
I've only seen it like twice.
Oh, really?
Yep.
When's the last time you saw it?
It's been months.
Okay. The last time you saw it, were you able to tell what that object was in his hand?
Yes.
Now-
Well, not tell what it is. I could see there's an object in that left hand. Yes.
And could you, knowing what you know about the case today, do you have an idea about what that object was?
It looks like a rifle or something to that effect, a long object.
Look at the prosecution. They're looking at him. They're like, what are you doing right now? I mean, that's my opinion. I think that they're like, what are you doing? We've all seen that footage. We just looked at it. You can't tell anything that's under there. Not really. No. I don't even know if there is an object underneath there. What could it be? What could it be? I mean, who knows? But I mean, like, all you can really tell, it's like a flimsy, floppy thing, like a towel, a jacket, or a small blanket. That's all you can really tell. All right. You can't discern that there's an object under there. And he goes, yeah, there's like a rifle under there. Yeah.
It looks like a rifle.
Like a long object, like skinny and long. You can see it's like almost like
Visibly uncomfortable. He backs up. He's like, shut up, bro. Skinny, long, skinny and long object, which is like a rifle. You're paid to guess now. That's the most grainy video that we've ever seen. We can't tell anything, but you have like rabbit vision. That's amazing. You eat your carrots. Good for you.
it's covered over something.
Oh,
So you saw the cover, which was the towel, right?
Yes, and the shape of it is long.
Okay.
You know,
look at him go.
So you can see a towel, but you can't see an actual
I don't know if it
gun.
was a towel or a blanket. I don't know what it was.
But you can't see an actual gun.
No,
the video?
like an object, like a form of a gun, like a long.
Before he just keeps going, he's just digging the hole. He just keeps doubling, tripling down. And Catherine's amazing. He goes, no, you can't see the gun, but you can see like the form of a gun, like a rifle, like a long, skinny thing. It's inside the towel, the blanket. Wait, he's like, but I don't know if it's a towel or a blanket, but I know what's inside of the towel or blanket. How does that work? You can't even tell if it's a towel or a blanket, but you can tell that what's inside is a rifle. What a moron.
Object.
Okay.
Look at me with my hands.
All right.
Proud of himself. You see that smile? He just looked back. He's like, son of a biscuit. This guy's an idiot. All of our prep work out the window. All Catherine did was ask him after he watched the video the second time months ago, knowing what he knows now about the case. What does he think is inside the towel or blanket? And he just jumped into that one. What an idiot.
At the end of that day, what time did you leave the campus?
I was probably like 9 o'clock that night, maybe somewhere around there.
And did you come back the next morning and work some more?
I came back the next morning, yes.
And you worked all day the next day?
On and off.
When you left at 9 p.m.
When the FBI and ATF needed him, we just came in. We were on call. The FBI was like, hey, go put this over there. Hey, go get this piece of evidence we just planted over there. Help us out here.
Did you or anyone else know who the shooter was on that day?
No, not that I know of.
And when you came back the next morning and worked that afternoon, all that day, did you or anybody on that campus know who the shooter was?
Not that I know of.
Okay. So nothing that you found that day or anyone else to your knowledge on campus was able to identify who the shooter was?
That they know.
Which is interesting because it is all of those pieces of evidence that they claim point to Tyler Robinson. Obviously, it's stupid. Obviously, now, like after they send off these pieces of evidence to the ATF and FBI crime, lab where they're like, oh, we found his DNA. We got his fingerprints. Now they're going to link all of these, what at the time, and even by his own admission, are just stupid pieces of evidence that don't point to anything. But once you add DNA, once you add fingerprints, once you say that, like, oh, his parents said that's him. His parents admitted that's him. They never said that. That's how they've piecemealed this whole thing together. That the whole thing is just nuts.
Well, during the time I was there, no, that I knew of.
I also want to talk to you about that giant picture that was showed to you. Do you know?
Exhibit 35, I think.
Yes, it's Exhibit 35. Do you know who took that picture, where it came from?
I do not.
Do you know how old it is?
I have no idea.
Okay.
He doesn't know anything.
And the pictures you were shown, Exhibits 1, 2, and 3, that you got up and kind of talked about and showed all the buildings and everything. Do you have any knowledge about where those pictures came from?
I guess they were drone footage, just taken from a drone.
Do you know who was operating the drone?
Sergeant Cam Nielsen from Provo Police Department.
Provo Police Department. Had you seen those pictures before today?
Before today, yes.
When did you see them?
A couple of weeks ago.
And that was just in preparation for testifying?
Yes.
Prior to that, had you ever seen those pictures?
No. And they didn't know about him either. The defense didn't know about him either. Who knows if maybe they were drone footage from Paramount Not So Tactical. I don't know. Maybe that's why he went there. He needed to make his services available to TPUSA and the prosecution in the state of Utah. Let's see, this part is almost over. It is. I think that's it. Let's see.
Can I have the court's indulgence for just a moment, Your Honor?
You may, Ms.
Just one moment.
And then where does she come back? Where does she walk away?
Last thing I want to clarify. We heard you testify that Ms. Richards, or I don't know if she's Deputy Richards.
She's a state employee for the forensic lab.
So Ms. Richards.
Melissa.
Richard.
She is the one who took those nighttime pictures of this stuff on the roof.
Yes.
And You testified that she told you that that was what they looked like that day.
Yes.
When did you meet with her?
I talked to her on the phone. It was several weeks ago in preparation for the trial.
So prior to a couple of weeks ago, you never discussed those pictures with
Yeah,
her?
because I'd never seen them.
Oh, so a couple of weeks ago is the first time you saw them?
Interesting.
And did you write any kind of supplement to your report, to add on to your report, other than what we've gone through today, that one report you wrote? Have you ever written another one?
I have not.
That's all I have. Thank you.
All right. Nothing further. Let's see. We're going to take a break from this. But let me get to the part where we're going to come back to it when actually, you know what? No, she does not come back. The rest is all the prosecution's questioning this guy, this British guy. He's like the lead detective on the case. All right. I do have some timestamps, but let's go over here. Right here. Jack Posobiec.
Gentlemen, welcome aboard. Today's edition of Human Events Daily. This is special coverage. The hearing.
Oh, I asked someone, I don't know, like if it came into a different email or whatnot. Let's see. Well, I'll just ask again. If anyone can find the video of Jack Posobiec, he was live when they found out that Charlie Kirk was shot. And he goes to do the Lord's Prayer, and he like can't even say the Lord's Prayer. He doesn't remember it. And then he like busts out his rosary and just like starts praying. And supposedly that's the same rosary that I think he ends up giving to Megyn Kelly or someone else. I remember the story like, oh, he's such a good guy. Who was it that said that? I don't remember off the top of my head, but if anyone remembers that video and can find it, I tried to search for it. I can't find it. Please email it to me. All right. Because he's a moron.
I'm Tyler Robinson. Today is July 3rd, 2026, Anno Domini, and we are here live in Provo, Utah. Today, I was in the courtroom, seated in the front row, along with Charlie's family, Don Jr., a number of other TPUSA friends and allies. Also in the courtroom were Tyler Robinson's family.
Wow,
and
you're smart.
In fact, Tyler Robinson himself, of course, sat
idiot
just a few feet away from us.
Oh my goodness.
And you know, a lot of people I've seen online have been saying that Tyler was laughing and chuckling.
Yeah, he wasn't. This is an old video. This is not from today. All right, but I just found something, you guys. Let's see. Let me make sure. Bing, bada boom, bada bing, bam, boom. I don't know if there's audio. Hold on. Oh, let me mute it. Let's back it up. This is Erica leaving, not with Charlie's parents. What do you know? Look at her. Why does that not look like Erica? I mean, it does, but it kind of doesn't. Kind of does. Kind of doesn't. I mean, it's obviously got to be her. But bang. Oh, not with the parents though. Hold on, but that's not even the one that I wanted to show you guys. That just happened to pop up on my feed when I first went over here. Where's my bookmark? Here we go. Here we go. Pause. All right, let me go. Boom. All right. So this is a piece of a video when they're about to show not a good part of the I think it's when they're talking about either the autopsy or the video, which they don't project for everyone to see, but the judge gets to see. And then the family leave, and this is where you see like Charlie's parents leave and Erica's next to him. But that doesn't, to me, this doesn't prove that they're together. They sat in the front row. I think that's what they would have had them do anyway. The families are in the front row.
Previous order that the
Hold on. Oh, I guess we could have them talk. It doesn't matter.
media was not going to film exhibits.
So there's his mom and dad, and there's Erica. She
And
leaves.
they're filming-
And there's her Mazad handler.
The ones that are on that screen. So
I don't
guess
know who
just
these
need to
other people
clarify
are.
that, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
No, and I appreciate the clarification.
I don't know who they are. Dang it. And you know what? I don't want to drag us through because like I said, when I tried to write timestamps and then I got home and got ready for the show and I was checking my timestamps, they were not what they were when it was live. And so, man, oh wait, there is a part where I think she objects. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, the whole reason why I'm bringing this up is because they start talking about the autopsy and the medical examiner's report, and then what is the cause of death, manner of death, mode of death, and the detective, the British guy, is like murder, and gunshot by a 30-06 to the neck. And Catherine is like, objection, what the heck? Murder. I think you meant homicide, and there is this distinct difference, and I don't think it was an accidental slip. And I just don't know at what point in the video that was. And I mean, let's see. She objects like right here. Let's see. This might give me a reference. Oh, that's about showing, because this is right after they're showing video and they're like, oh, you can't show video. Okay, this is video. They're wanting to enter something in. And she's like, she's not even here. Like, let me see what she said. Yeah. I'm gonna get to that in a second too. Like, is this when he's watching the video? Yeah, this is when he's watching the video. So I don't know what the other people showed earlier today saying that he cried when he watched the video. He didn't cry at all. There's a different part in the day where he goes like this. He literally like itches his face. Okay. That's the video where he's watching the assassination of Charlie Kirk. He kind of flinches a little bit, but he's not crying. He doesn't wipe a tear away. So all of that was a complete fabrication. Also, what we find out today, and we'll get to it when we get to Graham Allen and Andrew Kolvet. So I don't want to beat myself to that part. Let me see if they start talking about the autopsy right here. Oh, wait, here we go. Oh, no, that's not the autopsy. Well, hold on. No, it's a written statement. Where's the one where she objects? And it is very interesting what she says about the autopsy. Here it is. Uh-oh. Did it freeze? Did it freeze when I made it big? Hold on. Let me refresh. Pause. Oops. That's not how I do it. Why is there, of course, technical difficulties today? All right, because I think it did freeze. Let me hit refresh on my monitor, make sure I'm all caught up. Yeah, it was frozen. I thought so. I'm glad I caught it early. One second. Let me get my monitor at the right time. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. Oh my gosh, there's no volume.
Diagram on his qualifications to opine about it. This is hearsay. It's highly technical. It should be presented only through an expert. It could never come in trial in any other way. We submit that it is hearsay. And to the extent they're going to ask this individual about any opinions about it, that would be improper. He's not qualified to do that. And furthermore, we just think that this is clearly falling under our constitutional concerns about the absence of our ability to be effective, to cross-examine, to question we can't even question the experts' experience.
Wait, she'll get to it. She's talking about the autopsy.
Experience or CV or anything that we would normally do to determine if this should even be accepted or considered by the court. And so we strenuously object to its admission and for all those reasons to its publication as well. There's some really personal things in there that should never be published that deal with Mr. Kirk's medical condition history, is the condition of his body. It shouldn't be published, Your Honor.
So there's things in the autopsy. Me and my wife were talking about what this could be. She says his medical condition, medical history. She says medical condition history, and then the condition of his body. And she thinks that they should never be published. I'm like, what could that be? Obviously medical condition and medical history. What is she referencing? Obviously when she says like the condition of his body, like we get that, like he was just assassinated. It's not going to be, his body's not going to be in a good condition, but I don't know what she could have meant by medical condition history. It's very private information related to Charlie Kirk's medical condition history. I don't know what that is. Very interesting. When did they say
Thank you.
the cause of
To the
death?
state.
Judge, this is clearly reliable hearsay admissible under Rule 1102 of the Utah Rules of Evidence. I would direct you specifically to subsection.
Hold on.
A great idea, Judge. I've just got one last question.
Here it is.
All right.
With respect to the medical examiner's report.
Don't worry, Judge. I just have one last question, and it's a doozy.
Agent Hull, in that report, does the doctor relate cause and manner of death?
He does, yes.
And in that report, what is the stated cause of death?
It was stated as a murder.
And manner of death?
It was a gunshot wound to the neck.
Murder, a gunshot wound to the neck. Hold up. Let's see what Catherine Nestor has to say.
I object. It's not stated as a murder. I believe it's stated as a homicide, which is an important distinction.
Judge, I'll go back and correct that.
All right. So I'm going to sustain. Well, first of all, let me look at the report. I need to see that section. I need to be able to draw my own conclusion. Okay, I see. Ms. Nestor, are you referring to page 1 of this report?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Could you repeat that? I apologize.
As it relates to your objection for the misstatements, are you looking at page 1 of the report?
Yes.
All right.
All right. Now let me read the distinction, the difference between murder and homicide, right? A homicide, the umbrella term, a homicide simply describes the act of one person causing the death of another, but it does not declare the act illegal. Okay. Homicide is not necessarily a crime. Some homicides are perfectly legal and justifiable. Example includes police officer acting in the line of duty or civilian acting in clear self-defense. Okay. Murder, the intentional crime. Murder is legally defined as a specific type of criminal homicide. It requires the prosecution to prove that the perpetrator acted deliberately or with total disregard for human life. That was not an accident. This guy is a seasoned detective. Okay. He's read the autopsy. He knows it doesn't say homicide. They haven't concluded if it's a murder yet. That's why we're here. That's the whole point of the freaking trial, moron. So it wasn't an accident that he said that. Now it's there. This is them constantly trying to erode Tyler Robinson's presumption of innocence and taint the jury pool. You know? Yeah. Yeah, it depends on intent. Yeah, I just read the definition. All right, let's go back. Let's go here now. All right. This is interesting. Let's see. Where does it start? Where do these shlomo start talking? All right. Right here. Let me back up a little bit more. Here. All right. Right here. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. It's because my cursor's so big. It won't let me get like very like pinpoint. 2, 1. Here we go. Okay. Come on, dude. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Oh my goodness. What is going on, dude? Oh my gosh, bro. The day of all days. All I did was click on a different thing and my thing, I don't know. I have to reload the page. Today. I don't know if they're messing with us or not, but good thing I'm quick on my feet. Let's get with it. All right.
State of Utah versus Tyler Robinson. And we've got myself, Blake Neff here. And now we have Joe Bob, which is fantastic. Joe Bob, welcome.
We have Joe Bob. Hey, we have Joe Bob. You know who to trust? Not someone that has a first name that's like 2 first names. Joe Bob. Is this guy a lawyer? Is he a legal expert? No. But is he going to give his legal opinion on things? Yep. Okay, let's go back to Joe Bob, Mr. Not Legal Expert.
There you are. And we've also got Joe Bob does amazing work for us. He's got a great show. Amazing. Joe Bob, for the audience, you've been on the show before, but just in case people don't realize, you've been with Turning Point for years.
Yeah, we don't know
you
who you
opened
are.
for Charlie. You traveled with Charlie at all the campus events. And you do a great show on Real America's Voice. So God bless you, man. Thank you for joining us today. It's been a heavy day, and I think that's where I'm just going to quickly start. I have a whole breakdown of all the facts, and we have Graham Allen joining us, and then we have Andrea Burkhart, who's a legal commentator. She's going to join us for the second half of the hour. So, but I just want to start there. I can't stress to you enough of how much this day has affected me, has affected Joe Bob, Blake, everybody in this office, everybody at Turning Point. It's so
is it heavy?
Excruciating, actually, to have to be reliving all of this and to have it like up front and in our faces again. So
It's been up front in your face the whole time. You guys talk about this like all the time. What are you talking about? You weren't even there. I mean, look at Blake. He's like a deer in headlights. Yes. He's got the same facial expressions every time.
So Joe Bob, maybe just tell what it's like for you, my friend.
You know, actually,
Yeah, we don't care about you, Joe Bob. Actually, I don't care what you have to say, Joe Bob. Let's go back to Frank.
We talked to various people. They said they think it'll go at least 3 days. It could go all 5.
Yeah.
And then that's the preliminary hearing. We'll talk to Andrea again and see what she thinks. But she says the trial might not hit until 2028. And then who knows how long that will go. And we might.
You guys ask yourself, why doesn't Blake ever look at the camera? You know, he's reading a prompter.
Have to sit through appeals for this. We were getting a lot of well wishes. I know you were, I was. And what I was telling everyone, telling people who emailed is,
pray for us.
It's going to be a long process, and we are here to see it through all the way to the end.
We know. That's why.
Let's get in.
That's why you took Charlie out, in my opinion, is so that you guys could be up there doing what you're doing now.
To this. I just want to. It's a brief primer. Keep it on all three of us so we can all chime in intermittently as we go through. I'm just going to go through a couple facts since this is day one. I just want to reiterate. So Erica was in court today.
Yeah.
She was seated next to Charlie's father, Rob, and his mother, Catherine. I call her Catherine.
You can't make this stuff up. He's like reading it and he's like, Father Rob and Mother Catherine. I call her Catherine. Then why did you self-correct and say Kathy and then end with Catherine? You started with Catherine, then went to Kathy, then went back to Catherine. But I call her Catherine. And you're reading it off the computer like you don't know their names. You can't just say like Erica was there with Charlie's father, Rob, and Mother Catherine. They were seated together. It's because it's all BS. It's all a script. They're not together. They sat next to each other. They want us to draw conclusions from that. There's nothing you can draw. They didn't enter together. They're not holding hands. You never see them embracing one another. All of the interactions between the two of them all happen off screen, all happen during recess when they're alone in a room, supposedly with Erica. We don't know that. We have to trust Andrew, Blake, and Graham Allen and Jack Posobiec. That's who we have to trust, that what they're saying is true. How do they not figure out by now? Nobody trusts you, except for people that also nobody trusts them. And so, like, you're just saying things. Your mouth is moving. Just noise is coming out.
They sat together. They did enter through different entrances for security purposes, but inside they...
For security purposes. How convenient.
Sat together, and all the news reporting that I've read is that they were comforting each other, crying on each other's shoulders.
No. Okay, Graham Allen was in there. Don, what's his name? Yeah, Don Trump Jr. Don Jr. was in there. Jack, how come Jack and Graham can't tell you themselves? They were sitting right there. You're saying all the news reports say that they were comforting one another. How come Jack and Graham didn't tell you that?
There was also Erica's sister, Erica's niece and nephew, representing the full extended family on both sides.
So they know that one of our issues is that, like, from the beginning, we've never seen Erica's family on the day of, at the days after at the memorial. Like, Erica's there with her PR team and with Stacey Sheridan, the head of gifts and donations, and Marina Minez, and, people at TPUSA, no family. So they're like, you got to convince your family to be there. Like, we have to also make sure that you sit next to the parents. I know we can't make it happen where you guys come in together because they don't want anything to do with you, in my opinion. But at least we can lie, because we can piecemeal these videos together, and then you're gonna be next to each other. So you're gonna come in and go out at some point. We're gonna get you next to each other, and we can then say you guys are all together. That's literally what happened, in my opinion.
Including many relatives that couldn't be there, but they're there in spirit with them. Don Jr. was there, obviously a close friend of Charlie's, his wife, Bettina. You also had
his wife, Bettina, who is the daughter of Jeffy Eppies' banker. That's Don's wife, the daughter of Jeffy Eppies' banker. Got it.
Jack Posobiec, Brandon Tatum, and Graham Allen, who's going to be joining us in just a second.
Of course, they had to have these people that all have their own shows be there, because then they can go back to their own shows and then say, I was there. I saw it. None of us will know because none of the cameras got to be on any of them. We didn't get to see any interactions between Catherine and Rob and Erica. And so here we are. We're going to have Jack and we're going to have Graham and Brandon Tatum because they're trustworthy. They're going to now run back to their shows, do their own channel videos and be like, we saw it. It was beautiful. They were holding each other. They were embracing one another. They are just such a united front. Trust me, bro. And then the world reacts and goes, no, we don't trust any of you. What are you talking about? All right, let's jump to the part where Graham Schmallen comes on. Let's go right here.
So all in all, the state is going to call 4 witnesses and admit 40 to 50 exhibits. I believe we do have the images of the exhibits, if we get to throw those up. Those are pieces of evidence. They called 2 of those witnesses today and admitted about a dozen exhibits. So the big takeaways, and then I'm just going to stop here with the big takeaways, and then I'm going to bring Graham in, is I think first, Agent Hall testified that Robinson was seen on UVU surveillance video on campus a total of 4 times.
4 times.
Nope. No. There's no new video evidence that was admitted today that wasn't already used in all the previous court appearances and hearings. It's still the same footage, you guys. They're just concluding. So the only footage that conclusively shows that it's Tyler Robinson is the 8:30 a.m. video, where Tyler Robinson arrives in his gray Charger or Challenger, parks in the parking lot, and walks around the campus. He's wearing shorts, a maroon shirt, a hat, and Converse. And they say it definitively in all the previous documents and in the previous hearings. That video, you can tell for sure it's Tyler Robinson. Then the other 3 pieces of video that they're saying is Tyler Robinson on campus is Eagle Boy walking under the tunnel, Eagle Boy walking up the staircase, Eagle Boy on top of the Losi Center, Eagle Boy jumping off the Losi Center. And then supposedly they have Tyler Robinson. He returns the next day and is near or around campus, which also, if he was playing some sort of stupid peripheral role and they were having him pick up and drop off clothes and they were telling him like, okay, now we need you to go here and do this. And he's smart, but he's a patsy because he's like involved to some degree. They were able to get him to do some things, right? Was there thinking, well, I didn't do this, so like I'm not in any danger. Like the most I did was like drive around. I was there in the morning to be caught on camera so they could blame it on someone else that didn't actually do anything. And then they have me throw the clothes away at the Dairy Queen dumpster. Yeah, I mean, like I'll go back and like walk around. It didn't, that doesn't prove anything. So the 4 pieces of video evidence, okay, only one was him in the morning. We don't know for a fact that the one in the next day actually shows him either. That's what they're saying. But the other ones are the pieces that we already knew. The tunnel, the staircase, the Losi Center roof. These guys just keep restating the same evidence, act like it's new and act like it's like concrete.
On September 10th, before, during, and then after the shooting, and so that was a big one, 4 times. Now we're going to get into the video issues. I think we'll talk about that with Andrea. The internet's, I think, tempted to run away with that one, but there's nothing. So, and then also that the medical examiner's report listed Charlie's cause of death as homicide by gunshot wound to the neck. So no exploding mic, none of that stuff. The straight medical examiner's report says gunshot wound to the neck. All right.
You know what's crazy? They know that our issue has not been what the conclusions off these different pieces of evidence are. It's, can we trust the evidence itself? Can we trust the person that did the autopsy, that wrote the autopsy report? Can we trust what they determined was the mode and cause of death? I don't think we can, because like the video doesn't lie. They never expected us to see the UVU review video. Okay. They never expected us to see that. The other thing that's interesting, and he's going to get into it with Graham Allen, guess what? Terrell Farnsworth supposedly did turn over the SD cards. Supposedly, Terrell Farnsworth did give the FBI in the state of Utah the front-facing camera on Charlie's front left, 4K, and the one from behind, supposedly. Okay? Supposedly.
And then the other big takeaway is Officer Bagley confirmed that the roof of UVU's Losi Center was accessible by a public stairway and testified that he climbed to the rooftop immediately after the shooting. There he saw a red and black screwdriver and a disturbance in the gravel, which he described as markings consistent with someone lying in the prone position with a line of sight to where Charlie was speaking. So,
okay, you can't disassemble and assemble a Mauser with just a screwdriver. And anyone at any point could have got up there and put those impressions in the gravel. It doesn't prove anything. It doesn't prove that it's Tyler. It doesn't even prove that it was Eagle Boy. It doesn't prove that it happened on that day. Could have happened the night before. Yeah.
I think those, from just an evidence standpoint, those were the big takeaways. Graham Allen joins us now. Graham, so grateful to have you, man. And
this is hilarious.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being in that courtroom and supporting Erica and her family, Rob and Kathy.
Supporting Erica and her family. Okay. So her family, right? Her sister and like niece or cousins, whoever was there. And then he says, Rob and Kathy, as if Rob and Kathy are Erica's immediate family. They want us to constantly think of Charlie's parents and Erica as this. Okay. When everything from September 10th to 3 weeks ago, they've been like this, and they want us to see them together, unified. They're using unified. They're saying together. They sat together. They're unified. They were together in the room during the recesses. They were holding hands. They were crying. They were comforting one another. Do we get to see that? No. Whose word do we have to take? Graham Allen, Jack Posobiec, and Brandon Tatum. Great. And now he's like, oh, and their family, Erica's family, Rob and Catherine. It's Charlie's family.
I couldn't do it, if I'm just going to be honest. I think I would have, I don't know how I would have reacted. And
it's a weird day.
Weird day. What was it like?
Andrew is tough. Did you guys not know that? Andrew's tough. Andrew says if he would have been there, he doesn't know if he could have contained himself, that he would have jumped over the pews, jumped over the freaking pertaining little half wall and attacked Tyler Robinson. He doesn't think he could have contained himself. He has so much anger in him that he just thanks Graham for taking it for the team and for Graham being there, because if Tyler were there, I mean, if Andrew were there, Andrew might have attacked Tyler Robinson. Okay, Andrew, you're so tough. You're just the toughest tough guy ever. You as you are. Graham Allen, you look like a freaking chia pet that they only put seeds on the top and the back. Your wife needs to tell you, you look like a grown baby in a man body. And I don't know what you think you look like, but if you were to look in the mirror, you'd realize, I don't know who looks worse out of these four. This is a great side by side. Look at Andrew. Okay, so like these two for sure are kind of taking the cake. I mean, these two, John Bob Boy, Doughboy, and Andrew, I'm Tough Boy. Is he throwing West Side? Oh my gosh. Graham Allen's throwing gang signs up in here. I'm kidding.
Weird day. Tyler Robinson was maybe 6-7 feet in front of me the entire day.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen a lot of people.
Even Graham Allen can't miss out on the opportunity to pretend that he is just the toughest guy. Like, oh, it's such a weird day. Tyler Robinson was just, like he was just 6 or 7 feet in front of me. Like, oh, I just had to fight back the urge to just beat him up. Yeah, no one believes you guys. Okay. Oh, Heather, sorry, I didn't see this. Matt, do you know if Owens communicates with Charlie's parents? I don't. I could ask some people that might know. I'll have to keep those sources unnamed. But I could at least maybe tell you definitively if she does or doesn't. And then I can get back to you on that. I can send that out later tonight. Or no, it'll be too late tonight. I'll send it out first thing in the morning. Thank you for the super. And then Mystic Gypsy, you changed your profile photo? I like this one too. It's good. Gifted 5 Blackline Brief memberships. Thank you, Mystic. You're the best. You're the best. All right, let's continue with Graham Allen. Oh my gosh, this guy.
Recirculating an old clip on the internet of him laughing and things like that. What I can confirm, what I did see,
What did you see?
that all of us saw that was on that front row, especially, is Tyler Robinson was very, very active in wanting to see evidence. But when he would speak to, I saw the back of his head when he would.
Did you see how Graham said that? Okay, so Graham thinks it's weird that a defendant is invested in his own defense, that the defendant who's on trial for murder and the death penalty's on the table, he finds it weird. He goes, that Tyler Robinson he was really interested in the evidence. Like, can you believe that? Like, he wanted to see the evidence. Like, yeah, you're on trial for murder. I'd want to see the evidence against me too, And then he goes, oh, and then Catherine Nestor, that evil witch woman, she was laughing. This is exactly why, sorry, I didn't mean to go back and forth. This is exactly why the defense has said they don't want cameras in the courtroom because of idiots like this, because of statements like that. They're going to read into nothing. You don't know the context. Like, the guy's on trial for murder, okay? Like, let's say he's innocent, which we all think he is. He's being imprisoned, right? He's in jail, and he doesn't get much interaction with people on the outside world. His life is pretty sad. He might get the death penalty. He might get life forever for not killing Charlie Kirk. And his only interaction with people is his family through a telephone and a video phone, maybe, depending on visiting. I don't know how it is in Utah. And then when he gets out of his cell and he gets to go to court and he gets to interact with Catherine, and part of Catherine's job is probably to make him feel comfortable and to also probably say, like, this prosecution team is freaking stupid. Can you believe what they're trying to say about you? And if Catherine and Tyler know the evidence, right? And if Tyler's been honest and he's like, this is what I did. This is all I did. Like, they had me pick up clothes. They had me go and get captured on camera early that morning, but I didn't kill him. I wasn't on the roof. I didn't have my rifle. Lance Twiggs took my rifle. They convinced me to take part in this in some way. So then every time the prosecution tries to act like they have this concrete evidence that proves Tyler Robinson was, like, on the Losi Center, took the shot, that'd be pretty, like, not funny in the sense that, like, they might end up getting away with it. But to Catherine and to Tyler, be like, I can't believe what they're trying to say this evidence proves, when we know for a fact it doesn't even prove anything. So that's Graham for you.
Speak to his lawyer, I could see his lawyer's side profile, and she was giggling and she was laughing. And so that was hard to see in the courtroom. A couple things I can put to bed. All this crap about Erica and Charlie's parents not being on the same page, or they don't like each other. It was complete garbage.
Why? Because you said so, Mr. Head of Rapid Response, Mr. Head of the Department of War, Online Media Propaganda. We have to trust you. You're not out here on behalf of the administration and TPUSA, which is a foreign agent of Israel. You're not out here shilling right now, are you, buddy?
Was on the same row. It was Erica, Charlie's parents. It was Jack Posobiec, me, Don Jr., all in the front row.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like the bailiffs, like, they're gonna assign the seating. Okay. I don't think that the parents and Erica had a choice. They're going to the front row, just like on Tyler's side, his family's going to the front row. Okay. I don't think that them sitting next to each other proves that they're all on the same team at all. I don't think it proves that at all. And his parents are Christian, good people. They're not going to be, like, rude to her, right? But We don't see them actually do anything that Graham is going to say that they do. They do that conveniently behind closed doors that none of us get to see.
Entire time when we all went on recess and we're in the holding room, Erica was with Charlie's parents the entire time. Charlie's parents were speaking to all of us and they were talking to all of us. So all this garbage that
interesting. He says they were talking to all of us, but he doesn't accentuate. He doesn't really like hone in on they were really talking with Erica, hugging, like none of that.
Erica and the wife of Charlie Kirk and his parents, that they are not on the same page with each other. That's total lunacy, total garbage. I've also seen a couple things
because Graham said so.
Again, that they took our phones from us, so I'm catching up to what the internet is saying. I would encourage everybody to watch as much of the trial as they can, because what a lot of bad actors are doing is they're taking clips of them introducing one piece of evidence. For example, the gravel at the top of the building where the shot was taken. There's one picture that they put into evidence, and they're like, it's kind of hard to see the impressions that you saw that day.
Right.
Is it not? And the officer says, yes, it's kind of hard to see the impressions I saw. Well, people are just clipping that. And they're like, oh, this is a clown show. Like, oh, just trust me, bro, all this. But then the very next piece of evidence that they introduce is an even better picture showing obvious indentations of a grown male that was in a prone position to take.
Could it have been a grown female? Could it have been a very large teenager? Does it have a date on there on those impressions? Does it say made by Tyler Robinson on September 10th at 12:23 p.m.? No, you must infer that. Impressions. They want us to be really excited that these impressions prove that Tyler Robinson made them, and that proves he was lying down in the prone position with the rifle that we never see, and that he fired that rifle that we never see, and that rifle killed Charlie Kirk. All because there's impressions in the gravel.
Like a sniper style shot with a rifle. So I encourage as many people as possible to watch as much of the trial as they can. I would also say
I did, and it doesn't do anything like he's saying it does. It doesn't.
That if you're watching this and you're on a side that believes, and I said this on my show today, this is about getting justice for Charlie. But if you're on this friend side that's all about these conspiracies and things, it appears to be the defense that doesn't want any evidence seen by anyone in any way, shape, form, or fashion. It seems to be the defense that is against anything.
Yeah, there is no video of him pulling the trigger right here. Made you think. That's true. I've read all the court documents. When they are referencing the video, the surveillance video, it says that they have, and they say it's Tyler, but it's Eagle Boy. You can't tell who it is. Okay. I think you can tell it's not Tyler Robinson, right? But this person climbs up or walks up the stairs, climbs over the railing, goes behind that building with the windows on top of the Losi Center, is out of view for like 8 minutes, and then supposedly changes clothes and then, assembles the rifle, runs, and then low crawls into the shooting position. And then it says, and then the video shows moments after the shot rang out, the individual on the video gets up and runs. If they have it on video, why don't they just say the video captures him firing the round? They don't. I think that's pretty interesting. They would say that. Look at Graham's face. Oh my gosh. I'm not even trying. He just does that naturally.
Being admitted as evidence, being shown as evidence, all of those things. And so that was pretty shocking to me. I expected anyway.
That's you can't underscore that point enough, though, Graham. Is that I saw the same thing on social media where people were like, "Oh, they don't want to show any evidence," and it's like,
that wasn't me breathing into the mic, by the way.
That's the defense. The defense is the one pushing not to show evidence. The state has been consistent. Like, we want cameras. We want to show all the evidence.
Do you know why the defense doesn't want to show the evidence? Because the evidence is malarkey. because the evidence doesn't prove what the prosecution is saying it proves. We don't have chain of custody. We don't even know how that they arrived at their conclusions yet. We don't have all the analysis of how they tested the fingerprints, tested the DNA, tested the ballistics. We don't have metadata for the text messages, Discord chat, the different videos. When were they taken? Were they altered? Are they original? And so anything that's presented as evidence as of right now, to me, it's not real evidence. Okay. And every time they present it, the prosecution presents it as facts, as real, substantiated physical evidence. And then people like TPUSA, Andrea Burkhart, and Paramount, and Graham, and Brandon Tatum, they all get up here and, mountain of evidence, 90% could be thrown out and they would still convict. Mountain of evidence, mountain of evidence. All of this, it erodes Tyler Robinson's presumption of innocence, and it is tainting the prospective jury pool that will eventually be selected. Yeah, I would be doing the same thing. And it's not because they're, stalling tactics or they're trying to, strangle the truth from getting out. I don't think this evidence is the truth. I don't think this evidence points to Tyler Robinson or points to actually who killed Charlie Kirk. And so, yeah, I'd be objecting every piece 100% as well. SD card wasn't ever turned in. You're going to hear it was. Hold on. Smokey, you're going to hear it was. Okay. We've never heard this before. They're going to say it right now. They're going to say it right now. Wait till we get to it. It blew my mind.
And every time the defense has come in with an objection about, it can't be on that monitor, or it can't be published, which I guess means visible in the courthouse, because it hasn't been submitted as evidence. They're finding technicalities to sort of limit the publishing or expose.
Tyler's car is gunmetal gray. Gunmetal gray.
Exposure of said evidence.
And it just should be said, someone was saying that today was the start of a show trial, and the real
okay, Smokey, I'm not saying he did. I'm saying he sent a copy of the video. Okay, that's what you're saying. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Yeah, okay, good point. What they're going to say here is that the high quality 4K video from the front facing camera and the rear facing camera gets turned over to the prosecution. Okay. If I were the prosecution, I would demand the SD card. I mean, it's one of the only ways you could determine that it's the authentic video, right? Once they download it and whatever else they do to it before they send a file, like, I don't know, but they actually say that those videos that no one ever saw, that except for, the screen record that they show Candace, no one's seen the front facing 4K video. They're saying that was turned over to the FBI in the state of Utah immediately. The video. All right. I guess I inferred that it was the SD card, because if I were prosecution or state of Utah attorney's office, or if I was the FBI or ATF, I'd demand the SD card. You have Terrell Farnsworth removing the SD card, so he has it. I guess that's assuming too much for these people.
Truth is everything about today has indicated this is one of the most methodical criminal justice proceedings any of us have ever seen. It took us 10 months to get to this point of a preliminary hearing, something that is waived in a very large number of murder trials, something that happens within a handful of days in plenty of other, not just robberies, but murders, big cases like this one. Here, they've taken ages to get here. They have litigated every single point about evidence, about cameras, about timing, about representation, and they will continue to do so. And I think it was very telling that other than those claims, for a lot of these people, they weren't even engaged today. They were picking other fights.
Well, and I had somebody,
Blake, hey Andrew, hey Graham, I'm locked in, bro. I'm locked in. I work a full-time job and I still was able to watch the whole thing, man. And we're watching it a second time, the parts that matter. And we're talking about you doofuses. We're locked in. We're not engaging in fights that don't matter. Okay. This is not the most methodical case ever. All right. They literally still have evidence that they haven't even turned over. They turned over what they had, 100% of what they had as of June 18th. And then whatever they had from then till now, they haven't turned over. At the end of this hearing, they'll turn it over. Great. Is that the end of the preliminary hearing or the end of that hearing from today? Probably the prelim. So they won't even get all the evidence before the end of the prelim. After.
He's not connected with Turning Point and not connected like at all with the trial, but he was just watching. He sent me a text. He said, the defense's hearsay objections were legally ridiculous and summarily overruled by Judge Graff. The court was fully briefed on the matter in advance of the hearings and ruled, but the defense continues to raise this objection anyway. So that's like a
do you want to know the other reason, you guys? All right. So for appeal to be able to argue for effective counsel, right? If any of these pieces of evidence, all right, ever get proven that they weren't authenticated, that they're fabricated in any way, that they were enhanced in any way, that there's anything wrong within the chain of custody, if there's anything wrong, and the defense didn't object to them being published and admitted into evidence, okay, then Tyler could get out on, ineffective counsel. They're doing their job. And because the evidence is being submitted mainly just by word and with their conclusory statements as to what the prosecution determine they mean. All right. I'd be objecting to every single piece as well. Every single time.
third part, completely unrelated, but this is a guy that's a prosecutor, and that he was just like filling me in, and I thought, okay, that's interesting. And
there were definitely
go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, please.
Well, there were definitely conversations about that. How long is the judge going to allow, Code 1102, Section 12 to be, repeated over and over and
invoked
over and
to block the publishing of evidence. Yeah.
Correct. And there were a couple of, prior defense attorneys in there that we were able to have, not in the court, obviously, when we were, in recess or whatnot, that would say that's, it's not a good sign. Obviously everyone's innocent until proven guilty, obviously.
Do you like how he says that? Do you like how Graham says that? Oh my gosh. Our presumption of innocence is an inconvenience to Graham. Obviously, he's assumed innocent until proven guilty. Obviously, but I mean, like, he's guilty. Has he been convicted yet? No, but obviously. It's such an inconvenience for these guys. But then they have to, but clearly, yes, he's presumed innocent, obviously.
It's the way our court system is done, but it's never a good sign when the defense is just stalling like that over and over. If I can talk about the video, if you would call it any type of, small bump in the road, I want to put away any type of things because we were also briefed on this as well.
Wait, you were briefed? Graham Allen was briefed. He said we. So what, like him and Jack Posobiec and Brandon Tatum and all of these government Israeli agents were all briefed on the evidence and what it means? Hey, the police at UVU didn't even get a briefing ahead of Charlie Kirk's event of 3,000 people, but Graham Allen and Brandon Tatum and Jack Posobiec, they got a briefing on the evidence, guys. Who's briefing them? The prosecution? Who? The judge? Who's briefing these guys?
The video is not dead that they wanted to submit into evidence that the judge said, well, it's been enhanced or whatever it is, like zoomed in or circled around.
Yeah, I want to get to actually, Graham, watch this. So we have this clip and just it helps to kind of bring some of this home. This is the clip. So this is when Judge Graff rejects the admittance of the state's compilation of videos. Now, again, we're referencing when the state presented was, I think, questioning the witness. And they said 4 times, and they had a compilation where they put together those 4 videos. This is that clip, SOP 55.
All right, so I'm going to play it, but just let me explain something. Okay, so just like Kash Patel and the FBI, and the videos were enhanced to help us identify Tyler Robinson, okay, the prosecution thought it was a good idea to put together a compilation, like a best hits list of Tyler Robinson footage from that day, right? It's like, imagine it like, you know, the best footage of the Sasquatch in the wild, right? They just put it together, a compilation of it. And then they zoomed in, they enhanced, they put circles, they put arrows, they blurred things out. They did all these things. They thought this was a good idea to have a compilation, best hits of Tyler Robinson at UVU video. And the defense was like, object, Your Honor. What the heck is this? And we'll play it. But let me read this real quick. We got Ethan's dad plays piano. Charlie was pro-Constitution. They shame his work. Yeah, I know. I agree 100%. And they have no shame, though. You know, they have no shame every day. Every day. Shameless. Shameless.
This is a compilation video that was put together from a bunch of different sources by the county attorney's office.
That's weird.
This individual did not create this compilation, can't testify to the accuracy of the actual
original
materials that it was taken from.
Right.
And furthermore, Mr. Olson himself is just referred to by Agent Hall. He specifically says people have altered these recordings. They've zoomed in when the actual recording isn't zoomed. They've
Correct.
added little circles to people they want you to pay attention to. They've blurred people's faces out. So, I mean, it's been clearly altered. And it's not, I mean, they admit it's been altered. So we have real concern about authenticity of it.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm sustaining the objection.
Yeah, you should.
All right. So Graham, go ahead now that the audience all caught up.
Yeah. So what?
Here comes the spin doctor, Mr. Rapid Response himself on the scene. Don't worry, I got a rapid response for you. Blake, are you constipated, bro? Or do you just always look like that? Yep. It could be both. It's not an either or. It's a both and. I think he's constipated and he always looks like that. Probably because he's always constipated.
The judge actually said, okay, to in that was not this grand slam dunk like, oh, the state didn't get their evidence. That's not what's happening. Well, the judge, what he did in that was he didn't have.
This is their best guy. This is the Department of War's head of rapid response. Spin doctor. He sucks.
From the person on the state side who actually zoomed in certain areas or put red circles around to make it more easy what you were seeing. It's kind of like telling John Madden back in the day that he manipulated the footage that he's replaying, showing you what happened.
That's a perfect analogy.
And that's perfect. This is totally like John Madden doing a replay of a play where they zoom in on the ball and an incomplete or a complete. Perfect. Graham, let's go there. Let's do that. I like this analogy. Let's run with it.
So it wasn't altered. It wasn't like AI. What they did is they used a John Madden style, exactly right, where he'd freeze frame the NFL clip and he'd circle look what the ball's doing here and it's going to shoot this way and watch they're going to move this way. So they were trying to.
Why is John Bob there? This guy. John Bob's been sitting there like this the whole time. Why am I here? You guys want me to stay? Okay. You just want me to look like this? Okay. I'll stay. John Madden.
spotlight different things they wanted to draw attention to.
Correct.
And the video will be resubmitted as evidence. The only question
Yes.
is, and it will make it into evidence, it's only a matter of question of in what form. Will it be the raw original?
Yes, it should be the raw original form, moron. I mean, why do we even have to say this? Like, yes, it was a bad idea to edit in any way video footage and try to admit it and get it published as evidence. Yeah.
Form, or will they, because they're going to resubmit this video as evidence when the court's back in session tomorrow morning. However, we just don't know what the judge is going to rule, if it has to be the raw. Either way, the evidence is what the evidence is, that they saw him 4 times on campus.
Correct. From my understanding,
only one of them was Tyler Robinson. The other 3, we have no clue.
Is it was someone inside the state, the prosecution's team that did it, but they just didn't have a signed, I think they called it 1102 or something like that.
Right.
Yes, I did it. I'm
the one who edited this. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't, edit or redact anything.
Sure.
So from my understanding, the plan is they're going to submit both. They're going to submit the unenhanced version along with the version they wanted to yesterday. And from the way it sounded with the judge, he's going to watch both of them then at that point. But you're right. It's going to be submitted tomorrow officially in as evidence.
Joe Bob, you have something you want to talk about?
Yeah, Joe Bob, we're skipping you. Hold on.
Clip here, Graham, if you want me to show it. It's got the music. It's the same one you posted, Graham, on X, so it's got a music bed to it, but 56.
Oh, it's him watching the video that we already played. He does flinch a bit. We watched the actual real time of it. I just don't want the
It's wild to watch. It really is.
I was there. We all were there, and so
we all were there. Let's see. Jim Bob was there. No, Blake was there. Andrew was there. No. We all weren't there. Who's we? You got a mouse in your pocket, Graham?
Every one of the videos that were graphic in nature.
Here we go.
Were admitted as evidence, but both the state and the defense did not want it to be seen publicly.
Yeah.
Due to the graphic nature of it, because the vast majority of people saw the horrific social media, iPhone images of what happened to Charlie.
Do they not know that the UVU review video exists? They never mention it. They never talk about it. Do they not know that thing exists?
But especially when the 4K
4K
videos were put in there.
Who did that?
That was that was a tough moment. That was a really tough moment.
Yeah. To be clear though, Graham, these were the videos that were rolling of the event. These are event. These are the 4K cameras that were around Charlie, and that were submitted. That were handed over to authorities. The moments after it happened, I guess.
Okay, so this is why I think they're making it sound like the SD card, Smokey. Okay, here's a couple things. They don't say it's our video. They don't say it's TPUSA's video. They say it's from the event. It's the event's video footage. They say it's from the cameras around Charlie. Like, they tiptoe around it. Like, they don't say it's the footage that Terrell Farnsworth had. Okay, but that's the freaking cameras. The one in the front. There's one back there, and then there's one up there. Okay, there was 3. One front left, back left, and right behind Charlie up above inside the canopy. How can they said that this was handed over moments after the assassination? That's not enough time to download all that footage and then save it and then send it to the FBI and the police. They said this was handed over moments after the assassination. So, but obviously that couldn't have even happened, because then how could have Terrell gotten it on his computer and then showed Candace. How did that happen? Was it saving to Terrell's computer as it was live streaming it? Like, what? Let me go back just so we can hear that again. Let me just back it up a smidge.
And these are these are the 4K cameras that
Correct.
were around Charlie and that were submitted, that were handed over to authorities the moments after it happened, I guess.
The moments after it happened, I guess. Why are you saying, like, do you think he doesn't know? Do you think he hasn't talked to Terrell Farnsworth? Do you think he hasn't asked Erica Kirk? Do you think he really doesn't know if it got downloaded, if it was the SD cards, if it was handed over moments after the assassination or later? He knows Candace Owens showed that Terrell was showing it on his computer and they were FaceTiming. How did it get on his computer if he handed over the SD cards moments after? How could he have had time to download it onto his computer and send a file if it happened moments after? None of that makes sense. It's nuts.
And so they've never been publicly viewed.
Correct.
Well, sort of.
Yes. And so,
I mean, no, not true. We've seen portions of the one from behind. Do you not know that?
you know, those of us that were in the rows, I mean, you know, the audio is playing and we all know exactly when it happened. So, I mean, you know, we've all heard the moment.
But here's the other thing. Nothing in the court today, nothing in the hearing today stated that the video that Judge Graff viewed was one of these high definition 4K videos from the event from TPUSA. None of it. None of it says it's one of these videos. It's just a video from the event. It could have been the UVU review video. It could have been, I mean, all you hear is the audio. You hear Hunter Kozak asking the question. You hear Charlie say counting or not counting gang violence. You hear the crack, and then the video ends, and that's all we see is Judge Graff's reaction to the video. All of the videos are going to sound the same way. They're all going to capture that same audio just like that. We don't know that it is one of those high definition videos. This is convenient for them to now say all of those videos that are from our event, we turned those over moments after the assassination. We don't know that that's what Judge Graff viewed.
The question Charlie was asked and his beginning to answer. And so, you know, I looked around, you know, kind of.
No, Charlie was never beginning to answer anything. He says, counting or not counting gang violence. He puts it down. He puts the mic down. Hunter doesn't even have time to then answer that question that Charlie posed back to him, counting or not counting gang violence. Charlie wasn't about to answer. There was no other question or statement that Hunter made. I mean, these guys are so bad at their job. It's crazy.
My left and my right, and everybody kind of had their hand kind of clenched because we all knew exactly when the moment happened.
And
but on that video specifically, I was looking right at the judge when that happened, and so yeah, it was yeah. I mean, it's tough. It's tough to look at, and so his reaction is a real reaction.
You mentioned you were looking around to people to your left and your right. Who did I know that Erica and her family got the opportunity to leave during the I guess demonstration of certain exhibits.
Erica and her family. Once again, does he also mean Charlie's parents? He's implying it.
Were they able to leave during that, or were they still there because the judge was just like, how did that work?
Yeah, so they briefed us on that when we were in a recent.
Hi, Olga. Oh, sorry. Well, let me finish the statement, then let me get to your super chat, Olgatronic. Hold on.
That's that because, but obviously Erica and Charlie's family, they did not want to see that, and so we knew that they were going to let us know when that moment was going to happen. And
wait, you mean the same Erica that we just read in that New York Times report interview 8 days after the assassination? The same Erica when the surgeon was like, you don't want to go in there. You don't want to see him like this. You don't want to see how the bullet ravaged his neck. And she goes, step aside. But I do. I want to see what they did to my husband. And she walks in there. You mean that same Erica? She doesn't want to see a video, but she wants that image of Charlie, his lifeless body, on the table forever. I just don't get it. She doesn't want to see the video, but she insisted on seeing Charlie's body. Which one's worse? Which one's worse? Seeing the body. That'd be way worse. Way worse. Plus, it's already done. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. You're not a medical examiner. You're not going to be able to like discern anything from looking at the body. I mean, I'd probably want to see both anyways, but like, you can't put like, oh, she doesn't want to see the video, but she wants to see the body. I'd want to see the video for sure so that I could determine like how my significant other was murdered and does it match up with the FedSlop narrative. But for someone that's like, I just can't. I'm not going to see the video ever. I better make sure I never see it. But no, I insist on seeing the body. I don't get that. Olga, yeah, I just got your email. I haven't been able to read it, but I got my notification on my phone. I'll read it after. I know it has to do with Crowder. Yeah, I don't like Steven Crowder either. But I'll read it. Thank you for sending it to me, and then I'll email you back as soon as possible. As the channel continues to grow, oh my goodness, I'm going to need more help, you guys. With the emails. I did respond to everyone yesterday about starting that chronological the chronology of the James Cadiz and Erica Kirk videos, and I'll get to the next step in that, but I did. Hopefully you guys all saw that I responded to you guys. Okay. All right, let's get back to these morons.
So yes, Charlie, goodness. Erica and Charlie's family.
That's a weird slip up.
Left. And so the only people left on the very front row.
Isn't that weird that this time he goes Erica and Charlie's family? Earlier, it was Erica's family, Charlie's parents. Now it's Erica's family and Charlie's parents.
Was Jack Posobiec was on my left, and Don Jr. and his wife were on my right. And that's all that was left on the front row when Erica and Charlie's family left. And then Brandon Tatum and others were behind us on the next row. So yes, they did get an opportunity to leave, but it was kind of a known leave because they didn't want to see that, nor should they have to.
No, and even just being able to hear it.
Correct. Right.
You know. Yeah. I like I said. So I'm just so glad you were in there.
Something I didn't see people talking about, and I wonder if you saw it. Did you see people outside the courthouse? Maybe either protesters, people trolling them, trying to make fun of it the way we saw at our women's event, or even maybe
what's the scene outside?
Fringe YouTubers. Yeah, what's it like in the vicinity?
Yeah, so where they have us all entering in at, it's pretty locked down. That there is a little bit of what looks like a parking structure up on top, and you have some news crews that are like, pointing down and things like that. It was mainly just media.
All right, we're done with these guys. Let's go back to moron Jack Posobiec real quick, and then we'll wrap things up.
Defense team, and
I got some good Charlie Kirk clips, and we'll finish with that, but we're not done yet.
I saw that. But one thing that I noticed beyond that was that Tyler Robinson never turned back once. He kept his back to his own family, kept his back to Charlie's family, never once turned, never once expressed remorse.
Why would he express remorse if he didn't do anything, you moron? So this is a prime example as why the defense is like no videos and no photos in the courtroom. Okay. Because these guys are over analyzing and scrutinizing even what he doesn't do. Oh, he didn't turn around. Right. You want him to turn around so that all of the video cameras back there could capture his face? and then scrutinize his eyebrow being up, or he blinked and then it made it, oh, he was crying. Oh, I mean, a piece of dust got in his eyes but no, he was crying, and oh, he's so evil. Look at how he sits and his arms. And it's like, you're these guys, and they wonder why the defense is like, yeah, no, the presumption of innocence is gone. And they're trying to taint the jury pool every day. He can't, oh, he didn't turn around and talk to his family. You do know during recess, right? If you guys are allowed to leave and during the breaks, they get to go back to a room, and he gets to see his family during that time. He's not going to turn around and talk to them in front of everyone. What are you talking about? You guys would try to make it out that like he's so callous. Look, he turned around and told his parents he loved him right in front of Charlie's parents that never get to see their son again. What an evil man. You know, oh, he did that on purpose just to rub it in Charlie's parents and Erica's face. They would have read into that. They would have made that into something else. I'm sure that the defense told him, don't do anything. Just talk to us. Don't turn around. Don't engage with anyone. That's probably also what the bailiffs instruct him, that he's not allowed to turn around and engage with people in the audience. You know?
Never once acknowledged their presence.
Why would he?
Never once even showed 1 ounce of any kind of
what?
Human emotion towards the amount of lives that have been destroyed.
Yeah, because if he didn't do it, you freaking idiot, why would he have remorse for something he didn't do, you actual moron?
By this act. Charlie's wife, his widow. Charlie's widow.
He didn't turn around and say, I'm so sorry, Erica. Yeah, you want him to do that? You're such an idiot, dude. It's like they attack him for breathing. Can you believe it? He took a big breath and he exhaled when Judge Graff watched the video of Charlie dying. Oh, that means he was enjoying it. These guys would do anything.
Erica. It was very emotional. It was very emotional for everyone.
Yeah, you look very emotional.
Charlie's mom and dad.
Yeah.
And even Tyler's own family. I'm sure we're facing a lot of emotions.
This guy's like literally one of the worst. I mean, the people that they end up putting on camera for us all is just insane.
So reporters there as well. And then we had the entire team.
Breaking news straight from Jack Posobiec. There were reporters there as well.
And, you know, each side had their respective teams, lawyers.
He's telling us the most stupid facts. Each side had their own team of lawyers. They sat down in chairs, and then they took turns standing and walking up and speaking into a microphone.
Investigators. And above all else.
Yeah, what above?
We need to focus on the truth.
Which is what? You tell us.
We need to push through the emotion. We need to push through the anger.
And
understand that the truth must come out.
Oh my gosh, Jack Posobiec looks like a Frenchie. He looks like if he were a dog, his face with he's a Frenchie. Or he's a pug. I'm trying to picture it. When he does certain things, he looks like I like dogs. I'm not making fun of Frenchies. Okay. We love dogs in this family. Maybe one day I'll show you my dogs. Maybe today at the end, I'll show you Pawnee. He might be upstairs.
And the truth.
What's the truth, Jack?
The evidence
is
that has now begun to be presented.
Yes.
One side is pushing to release the evidence.
Oh, it's the same talking points. I'm so over you, Jack. Bro, I just can't with these people, man. All right, let's go here. Oh, hold on. Let me pause. Hold on. Let me go. Let me take Jack's ugly face off the screen. Okay, because I haven't done this yet during this whole show. Can you guys do me a favor and hit the like and the subscribe? It's the best way to help support this channel. Thank you very much, and I appreciate it. Also, if you guys don't want to give super chats, you want to find out a way to support and donate to the channel, but you don't want to give money through YouTube, you don't have to. Also, I found out people can give super chats. I don't know if it's still called super chats after the video live is done. It just comes across. I get notified, and so I get to read it. But if you guys don't want to do it that way, you guys can donate through the Blackline Brief Venmo account here. You just scan the QR code and you could donate and give your support that way. Or you can do it through buymeacoffee.com/the Blackline Brief. You scan the QR code there as well. Just make sure when you do so, you write in the note or the memo what you would like your money or support to go to. All right, let's go to a clip of, oh, no, that's still Jack. Hold on. I didn't do it right. Hold on. Let me wait, I did hit click. Okay, share, go big. Let me back this up. All right, here we go.
I call balls and strikes where I see it. And Candace, I think it's been super unfair the way some people have been treating you, and really unfair. Because look, I know your heart too. I tweeted this yesterday. Candace Owens flew 18 hours through a brutal European connection to go to the embassy opening in Jerusalem. And we toured Israel together. And you and I were on campuses multiple times together defending Israel and defending the Jewish people. So Candace, let me ask you, because not everyone listens to your show, which is excellent. Everyone should subscribe to her show. And I'm afraid that they are diluting and cheapening the term anti-Semitism the same way they've done with racism.
Yes.
There's no question that they've diluted it. People are not even blinking now to be called an anti-Semite.
I'll give some advice. Candace Owens is undefeated, everybody. So be careful fighting Candace Owens. It doesn't end well for you. Nope. Candace, God bless. We have your back, and have that baby. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much, Charlie. Such a pleasure to always join.
Thank you.
I got another one. Hold on. Pause. Share. Big. Let me make sure it's on the screen. Yes, it is. All right.
So I met Candace at an event back in November, and Candace, fact check me if I'm wrong, I think I hired you 4.5 minutes after I met you.
I think it was 3.5 minutes.
3.5 minutes.
It was very aggressive. He was like, "You sit down, stay here. I'm going to get you a contract. I need you to sign the contract and get it back to me."
Right, sign right here. DocuSign. It's okay. You never heard of it. Just right here. Just
just write your name. I just need you to move your finger, and the deal was done. And the rest, as we say, is history in the making.
It's history. And for those of you,
they eventually started saying the saying, and the rest is future. I like that saying. They would say that together. The rest is future.
That follow kind of our path and our journey closely, it's been quite a 7 or 8 months. And Turning Point was on an amazing trajectory at the time, and now it's just gone exponential.
Yeah, I agree. And they did it together, you know. And now everyone wants to try to paint Candace as if like her and Charlie weren't still friends. You know what? Who was it? Let me see if I could pull it up, actually. I think Andrew Kolvet was called out on this, right? Let's see. Yeah, let me actually, it's going to be on Barron's. B-A-R-O-N. Baron Coleman. Yes, here it is. All right, pause. Share. Make it big. I agree with Barron. Okay, 100%.
But what I never thought Charlie was a diabolical being. I never thought he was a liar. I never thought he was a habitual liar. And I never thought he lied with ease.
I agree.
I might have thought he was mistaken, but I thought he was decent, good,
honest.
Andrew Kolvet did not think that.
Nope.
At least not what he's saying now. Rather, Andrew Kolvet thought Charlie Kirk was a monster. Someone who would lie at will just to placate people. Because he didn't have the spine, the backbone to handle the fallout. That's a coward. That's what we call a coward. You, sir, are taking the coward's way out here, Andrew. You're taking the coward's way out. What you've done today has done more to demean and degrade Charlie's memory than anything Candace Owens has ever said about Erica Kirk. Erica has lied. It's documented. How many college degrees does she have? How many pageants did she enter? How many people did she date? When did she date them? These are all documented facts that she lied about, at least best I can tell. Now, I've never been corrected on that record. But what you're doing, Andrew, is not documented. You are putting words into a dead man's mouth to call him a liar.
Yep.
You're interpreting the texts that Candace is putting forward. You're not providing evidence that Charlie felt any of these things.
I agree. And so what Barron is referencing, let me make sure this is paused, is on X, right? Like here in his response to Candace, right? He goes, "You keep making my point for me. Thanks. Why do you think I reached out? Because Charlie told me to get ahead of it. Did it ever occur to you that he watched how poorly you behaved when you left the Daily Wire and that he didn't want that for his own organization?" No. And then it goes on, but let me pull it off the screen while I scroll down some more. Here's the thing. Charlie never once gave any indication that he didn't trust Candace Owens, that he was worried that Candace would nuke Turning Point. Candace never gave any indication that she ever spoke badly of Turning Point or Charlie at any point. And as of August in 2025, Charlie still was defending Candace Owens to the very end. Andrew is interpreting, reinterpreting, and adding context to Charlie Kirk's actions as to why he did, the motive. He's assigning his own motive to Charlie Kirk's decisions regarding Candace Owens. You don't get any of that from the text themselves. Let me find the other one where he wrote, where he really goes off on Candace. Let's see. Was how I felt. Let's see. There's one in particular that I'm looking for, because there's a lot. It's all day. They're going back and forth all day. But let me find here. I think this is it. Yep, this is it. Let me go here. All right. Let me read this one. Okay. It's really gross. All right. I know it's small print, but I'll read it. "Candace, you and Charlie were not friends. He managed you. He kept things light and polite so you wouldn't turn on the organization. Show me any proof of genuine friendship from the last 12 months of his life, from the last 18 months, the last 24 months. Not some 2018 text, something recent. You gave him anxiety whenever you called or texted, asking, demanding to speak at our events. He made me or Justin deal with you and George. This is why when you tried to hire me in February 2024 for PR, I agreed to go along with it against my better judgment because Charlie asked me to keep you close and protect the organization from you. The publicist I tried to hire to run Point prayed about it and felt that the Lord told her a firm no, and so I ultimately declined. This is your central foundational lie. You are not his friend. You are not his defender. You were his tormentor. And now you torment his wife and the organization he built. Candace, you are a fraud." So that's the context of what, that's just one of, oh my gosh, bro. Can you guys still hear me? I'm not gonna refresh it again. I think I need to go through and because it records locally, and I think it's getting to full, and I'm gonna have to like clear my disk because of all the live videos that I filmed over the last time I cleared it out. So I'm not gonna hit refresh. It goes black again for a minute and then or a second, and then I have to re-upload it. But what Barron is saying is pretty much what he already said, that Andrew is not really proving anything that Charlie said himself. He's not presenting any text messages, phone calls, statements directly from Charlie saying any of these things. These are Andrew's interpretations, and he's assigning the intent of Charlie behind all this, and Charlie's not here to say any of this, and so it's really disgusting and awful. Yeah, you guys can hear me still. Yeah, it's when I play the video after a connection is broken or the browser, whatever, gets interrupted. If I were to try to replay Barron right now, you wouldn't be able to hear it. I'd have to refresh and it goes black for a second. I have to start all over. Plus, we're already at 3 hours and 20 minutes, and that was everything. All right. If you guys haven't done so already, please hit the like and the subscribe. It's the best way to help support the channel. I really do appreciate it. Anyone who's emailed me, like Olga, Olgatronic, I might not get to it tonight. It's 10:20 here. I need to go eat dinner and get ready for bed. But I'll get to it tomorrow and I'll respond. Okay. God bless you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you all so much for your love and support. Stay tuned for tomorrow's show, and I will see you guys tomorrow. God bless you guys. Bye.